Good evening, baseball fans. Welcome to Kitchener Panthers baseball on YouTube. My name is Mark Pare, alongside Burgess Marskell. Tonight, it is the Kitchener Panthers against the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers. Kitchener sitting at 4-13 on the season. Chatham-Kent 6-12 on the year. Burgess, tonight, it's going to be an interesting test. The fourth meeting between these two teams. The home team has won every single game so far this season in this head-to-head. But you look at the scores as of late. You look at the games as of late for both of these teams. There's something to be desired from both ends, if you will.
Yeah, absolutely, Mark. I don't think either of these teams is having the campaign that they wanted to. But your stat that you just mentioned about the home team winning each meeting, certainly the Panthers have to feel good about that tonight, trying to bounce back from a 17-3 loss against Welland on Monday. So, let's hope that streak continues for them here tonight.
You look at Chatham-Kent, and their last victory actually came against the Panthers on June 21st. Since then, Panthers have 3 straight ball games.
Yeah, then absolutely. And it looks like they're coming in here tonight looking to bounce back on their own. So, one of those streaks is going to break, and we're looking forward to an exciting ball game here tonight.
We'll see what happens. We're getting set for first pitch. We'll have the starting lineups and your starting pitcher for tonight's game after this. Don't go away. Stay with us. This is Kitchener Panthers baseball on YouTube and 98.5 CKWR in just a couple of moments. Yes, we are on the radio this evening as well. You know a little bit about the radio, don't you?
I know a thing or two.
Absolutely. We'll go to break.
When you're looking for a baseball or softball cleat, the first thing you need to know is what sport do you play, softball or baseball? For softball, there are 3 kinds of cleats that are good for you. The turf cleat, the rubber cleat, or the TPU cleat, which is known as hard plastic. The turf cleat is made for hard surfaces, synthetic, and gives you the feel of a running shoe. The rubber cleat is a softer spike and is made for beginners to mid-level players. The TPU cleat is a harder spike, gives you better performance and more stability while running the bases. When we look at baseball cleats, the 3 same apply: the turf cleat, the rubber cleat, and the TPU cleat. For turf cleat, it is also available for coaches. Then we add the metal cleat. The metal cleat is used for bantam players and up, and elite players as well. Please verify with your local association and rulebook that the metal cleat is good for you. If you need more tips on baseball cleats or softball cleats, please come and see us at Source for Sports, because at Source for Sports, we know our stuff.
It's a new season of baseball, and with that comes new merchandise in the Jack Couch Park merchandise tent and online store. Make sure to check out our huge selection of new wearables to cheer on your team. We have replica jerseys, jackets, pullovers, hats, scarves, and blankets for those chilly evening games. Our shops have all different sizes to choose from, and we will try our best to fit you with Panthers authorized gear. Make sure to check us out at our merchandise tent at the front gate when you enter into the park, or visit our shop online at KitchenerPanthers.com and click on Shop. We want our fans to wear our gear proud and loud and cheer on your Panthers.
Oh, Canada has been played, and it is game time here at Jack Couch Park. You can see it on the screen right now, but for those that are listening to us on 98.5 CKWR, let's take a look now at the starting lineup for the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers. Mark Pare, Burgess Marskell here in the booth, and this is brought to you by Ethel's Lounge, 114 King Street North in Waterloo, serving up great food for over 30 years. Spencer Marcus will lead things off for the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers in right field. Lee Kusera is out in center. Seth Strong, what a season he has had. He is in the third spot at third base. Robert Mackey's at second. Dan Battelle is the DH. Masuki Fukuda is the catcher. Trent Sillett, first baseman. Braxton Haggith is the left fielder. And Torin Vasilenak is your shortstop.
Your umpires for this evening game at home plate is James Lyles. First base is
and then for the Kitchener Panthers, of course, they are up to bat in the bottom half of the inning. Blake Jacqueline, Jet Jarvis, Raul Gonzalez in their usual spots in center, right, and shortstop, respectively. Eric Martin, the left fielder. Nick Parsons, your first baseman. Junior Ibarra, I should say, the catcher. Tyler Henriquez is over at third. Spencer Voisin is the DH, and Jordan Carthy is at second base. As we get a look now at the field here, and it is Pedro de los Santos that is starting for the Panthers this evening. Pedro de los Santos making his fourth start in a Panthers uniform. Of course, his last start coming just a few short days ago. Of course, that was against the Barrie Bay Cats. It was in Barrie. It was a 7-3 loss, actually a week ago tonight. Went 5 1/3, gave up 5 runs on 6 hits, walked 3, and struck out 7. So we'll see what happens with him here tonight. Wearing their spiffy red Canada Day baseball caps. They don't look too bad whatsoever.
I like these hats. You know, it's not playing on Canada Day this year, but you might as well get out and wear the hats when you can, represent your country. So it's a good look.
Yes, indeed. Of course, the Panthers will not be playing on Canada Day this year. This is the last home game before July 1st, so got to wear them sometime. And first pitch goes in for ball 1. We are underway here at Jack Couch at 7:33. Glad you can join us. Spencer Marcus, the right fielder, knocks one over right past the shortstop Gonzalez, and that will get out into the outfield. A base hit to lead things off.
Center fielder, number 6.
Lee Kucera now comes into the ball game here, the center fielder. There's Kucera hitting .258 on the season, 6 RBI. He's hit 3 doubles of his 17 hits overall. So a guy that really just goes for contact and going in for a stolen base, and he is safe. Spencer Marcus getting a good jump there.
Yeah, aggressive too, going early in the count. Strong throw by the catcher, but you got a great jump over at first and had it easily.
The one thing I'm thinking about here, Burgess, is the game against Welland on Monday. Of course, Welland known for their base stealing capabilities. I think they read the book a little bit in that one.
Yeah, looks like maybe the scouting report is coming into play early here, Mark.
Yes, indeed. Here comes the 2-0. Knock over to third. It skips on Henriquez. He juggles it, but won't be able to make the play. So just like that, first two batters are on board.
Strong.
Just a bad hop there. Caught the third baseman a little bit in between on that one. Luckily, kept it in front of him. Kept the runner at second.
And you don't want this. 2 runners on base for Seth Strong. If the season were to end today, he would be the IBL Triple Crown winner. First in average, first in home runs, first in RBI. What a season he is having, hitting .412 on the season.
It's incredible this season he's putting together, just making it look easy.
Dos Santos delivers, swing, and it's like you got a piece of it. The runners don't go, so that is strike 1. For Strong, hits in 16 of 18 games this year. The delivery knocks one over to first. They'll get the runner at second, but that's going to be fielder's choice, and Seth Strong is on board, and that moves the runner to third. So they erase Kucera.
Second baseman, number 7.
But Spencer Marcus gets over to third.
All things considered, I'd say that's about the best he can hope for with Strong at the plate. So
Well, it's that small ball mentality, right?
yeah, there you go.
They get a couple of extra looks over at first base. Seth Strong, a couple of extra leads over there. Just De Los Santos, of course, being the lefty that he is, gets that extra look. That one just misses upstairs for ball number 1. It's Robert Mackey, the second baseman, hitting .350 on the year. The delivery, that one into the dirts. Now, I don't know what the play was on Kucera, if they were going to charge an error to Henriquez. I'd imagine that they did.
Yeah, I mean, watching it in real time, it certainly looked like the third baseman should have come up with that one.
De Los Santos delivers. That one bounces in front of Ibarra, and he keeps it in front of him. Okay, so I just got the confirmation. It was an error on Henriquez on that last play on Kucera. That's how he got the base. It's a 3-0 counts. The delivery, that one right down Broadway for strike 1. That's what you want to do. You want to get back into the count, a 3-0. Just put one right down the plate. The delivery, swing and a miss. He got a piece of it though, but that is enough for strike 2, so a full count here with 1 away. Runners on first and third. Remains no score here in the top of the first. De Los Santos deals. That one sent up high. It is playable in right field, and Jarvis is going to make a play. That'll bring in a run, and Chatham-Kent will take a 1-0 lead. So a sac fly for Robert Mackey.
Designated hitter number 3, Dan Patel.
This brings up Dan Patel. Second IBL season, of course, played for London last season. Moved over to Chatham-Kent here for 2024. That one picks the inside of the plate for strike 1. Of course, De Los Santos, longtime London major, won some championships with them. Former Toronto Maple Leaf as well. That one upstairs, ball 1. So again, just the runner on first right now. De Los Santos gets a look. He deals upstairs, and getting out of the way of that was Patel. So it went a little bit more inside. That looked more like a pitch, just trying to push him a little bit more off the plate. De Los Santos, another look. That one's going to be cued into left field. Is it going to drop? Yes, it will. It'll drop right in front of Eric Martin. And that's another single. Dan Patel gets on board, and we have runners on first and second here for Misuki Fukuda.
Catcher number 45, Misuki Fukuda.
Of course, Fukuda wearing number 45. The Barnstormers wearing their, I guess you would call them reverse pinstripes.
I got to say, I kind of like that look.
It's not bad. It's white pinstripes on black, as that will go in for strike 1. A little bit more curve toward the inside of the right-handed batter. Fukuda, of course, the catcher. Born Christmas of 1999, so he just missed out on Y2K.
Somehow you're making me feel old there, Mark.
Hey, I was born in 88, partner.
You're 5 years younger than I am, so, Fukuda's having a good year, though. He's putting together a decent season. He's hitting .314 coming into the night. It's only one double, so it looks like maybe not a lot of power, but can certainly make contact.
And Ibarra is going to have to take a breath here as pitch went downstairs and may have caught him somewhere. Looks like he's just going to take a moment. The umpire will go out and get a ball back out for De Los Santos.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Of course, while we have a second here, of course, the umpires for tonight, James Lyles calling the balls and strikes. Nick Leffler is over at first. Chris Long is over at third. The delivery, that one just inside, just missed the plate. Did De Los Santos. And the count now 1-2. Dan Patel over at first. Seth Strong is at second. The Barnstormers have a 1-0 lead. The delivery, that one just past the third baseman. Circling around is Strong. He's heading home. Play at the plate? No. Are they going to get him at second, though? Yes, they will. Dan Patel looked like he was trailing over toward third, but decided to come back. A great heads-up play by Eric Martin to throw that ball back into the infield, not even having to worry about the runner heading home. They'll get the runner at second. That will end the inning, but the runner will score. It is 2-0 Barnstormers as we head to the bottom of the first. Stay with us. This is Kitchener Panthers Baseball on YouTube and 98.5 CKWR. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Every day, Canadians come to YouTube to entertain and be entertained.
The best of the Intercounty Baseball League descend on the Rose City on July 20th as the 2023 Dominico Cup champion Welland Jackfish and Welland Stadium host the 2024 Intercounty Baseball League All-Star Showdown and Home Run Derby. For ticket information, visit wellandjackfish.com/all-star or call 905-735-9834. Welland Jackfish Baseball, fans first, fun always. Get hooked.
Second was on the throw anyway.
Absolutely. Yeah, that was just one of those plays where, again, it's a heads-up play by Eric Martin, just throwing it into the infield.
Yep.
Out
Absolutely.
in front of him, and yeah,
He laid back on it a little bit. If he had come at that hard, he might have kept the runner at third. But he got it in, and Fukuda came a little far around second, and they threw behind him and got him. That's quite a heads-up play, I think, all around.
Absolutely. Welcome back to Kitchener Panthers Baseball on YouTube at 98.5 CKWR. Burgess Marskell and Mark Pare here in the booth here at Jack Couch Park. It's 2-0 Barnstormers, the visitors from Chatham-Kent, the expansion team that came into play here in 2024. What a great thing to have. Having a new team here in the league provides a little bit more. Just in terms of competition, of course, this season coming in
At the bottom of the first, New York Kitchener Panthers
6-12 on the year. Just looking to bounce back here tonight. And we'll start here with Blake Jacqueline. He's going to go up against Brock Whitson. And for Brock, he is now making his fourth start, his eighth appearance overall, a 3.92 ERA in 18 1/3 innings pitched. Struck out 10. He's walked 14 in his time. The delivery downstairs for ball one. Here's Jacqueline finishing off his spring with East Tennessee State University. The 1-0 is going to be sent up high. Is it trouble? No! What a catch made by Vasilenak.
Not got down. It looks like it got down.
Oh, it did get down.
Yep, umpire called no catch on that one.
All right. All right, it did drop into the grass. It looked like he got it there for a second.
I thought he had it from here. Great effort, I will say that.
Great effort indeed. Of course, these new windows at Jack Couch, we love them, but there's a little bit more interference in terms of sight lines here in the booth. But can't complain. Jet Jarvis, the right fielder. Here in the batter's box, the left-handed batter takes one from the righty Whitson for ball one. Of course, 4 lefties in the lineup here tonight for the Panthers, including Jacqueline Jarvis, Eric Martin, and Tyler Henriquez, also lefty hitters. Whitson waves off a couple of times. That one goes inside for ball 2. Of course, Jet Jarvis, usually you see him in the 9-hole, but changing up the lineup a little bit here tonight is field manager Bill Matish. That one's cued high into left field. Tracking it down, making the catch there is Haggith, and Jacqueline will move back over to first.
Shortstop number 18, Raul Gonzalez.
We'll say, Mark, Whitson's been a little bit wild this year with 14 walks and 18 in the third innings. So it's important for the Panthers to be selective with the pitches they choose to swing at tonight, I think.
Well, when you look at the stats for the entire team, as we have Raul Gonzalez, the shortstop, in here, who's been swinging a hot bat as of late. The runner's going to go, trying to steal second, and he's safe. Blake Jacqueline gets into scoring position. So I was going to say, you look at the 14 walks issued by Whitson. The pitching staff for the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers have walked 113 batters coming into tonight. That is last in the IBL.
It's a lot of base runners that you don't want to have to deal with.
And they've struck out 111. That's 8th in the league. That one right across Broadway for strike 1. So the pitching, just hasn't exactly been there this season, but they have been helped out mightily by just some high-scoring offensive players like we've talked about before, and Seth Strong, Spencer Marcus. You go down the list, they have a lot of heavy bats in this lineup.
Yeah, absolutely. And
that one's going to be queued up. Play. No, it's going to get over Vasilinak's glove, and over to third goes Blake Jacqueline. A base hit there for Gonzalez.
Left fielder number 67, Eric Martin.
And there's another example, too, where you have that power. The ball came a little bit more in on the hands of Gonzalez, but he's got enough power. He's got enough to be able to just carry that ball, more of a blooper, if anything, that goes into shallow left field.
Muscles it out past the third baseman there, and they haven't hit a ball hard yet, but they got runners on the corners and one out here, Mark.
Absolutely. And this brings up Eric Martin. You want to talk about power. This is a guy that once he wakes up, that one just under the knees for ball 1. A guy that hasn't been hitting as much as he would like to. You think back to 2022, he only played in 8 games for the Panthers. He hit 5 home runs. So this is a guy where you just know that the power is there. You just want to see that consistency come back. He cues that one into left center. Vasilinak makes the catch on that one.
I'm sensing a pattern here, because all 4 balls have just kind of been looped out that direction.
So Vasilinak retires Martin, and this will bring up Nick Parsons. Of course, Parsons, we know that he can swing a hot bat. He had himself quite the spring. Of course, on a 6-game hitting streak. He's got home runs in 2 straight ball games. That one goes just outside, as looked like Fukuda was trying to frame that one. Whitson will get the sign, and runners on the corners here with just the 2 out. Swing and a miss for strike 1. There's Parsons over at first base. Also has RBIs in 5 of his last 6 to go along with that hitting streak. That one upstairs, more in on the hands for ball 2. And again, you talked about the pattern there, Burgess. It seems it's coming straight from the pitcher. More in on the hands. He's pitching inside quite a bit here. That one's going to be fouled away.
Yeah, he's jammed a couple of guys. Clearly, he's making them. They're not taking some comfortable swings yet tonight. So
Ibarra's on deck. If Parsons can get on safely and keep these guys on, or even score a run, the 2-2, that one's going to be fouled off. Into the parking lot it goes. With runners in scoring position and 2 out, Kitchener hitting .261 on the year. So it's not a bad average to have. The delivery, well outside, 3-2. 2 away.
I'm seeing Parsons has been hit by pitch 7 times already this season. That's
Well, there was one game where
not an easy way to get aboard, Mark.
he was hit by a pitch 3 different times in one ball game here earlier on this season.
I hope ice packs were on sale that night.
I think so. The runners are going to go off the pitch. That one's set up high. Is it going back? Yes, it is. It is gone. Make it 3 straight ball games with a home run for Nick Parsons. That is a 3-run shot, and with one swing of the bat, the Kitchener Panthers have taken a 3-2 lead. Stay hot, Nick Parsons. Unbelievable.
We talk about being selective. Parsons took a few pitches, found one that he liked, and didn't miss it.
He didn't miss that
No,
one
he
at
did
all.
not miss that one at all.
Into left center field over the fence, and you saw the left and right, the left and center fielder. They were trying to track that down, but before they even got close to the warning track, they knew that one was over the fence.
Yeah, off the bat, that one looked like it was going for a ride, that's for sure.
The St. Jacobs native hit that one right to the farmer's market. Junior Ibarra now the batter. Hits in 4 straight games for him. The delivery, he got a piece of it, but it goes down the third base line foul. Whitson, again, just trying to settle down here. That one inside. And matches a part of the plate for strike number 2. Ibarra hitting .207 on the year. And again, with those hits in 4 straight games, that average has been starting to pop up a little bit. He was around the 150 mark for a little bit. Gets it over 207. Or gets it over the 200 mark for the first time in about a month. It's a slow climb when you go into a bit of a rut. The 2-2, that one cued over to Vasilenak. He fields it over to first and in time. That'll do it. But Nick Parsons with a 3-run home run puts the Panthers in the lead. It is 3-2 after 1 inning of play here at Jack Couch. Stay with us. We'll be right back. This is Kitchener Panthers Baseball on YouTube on 98.5 CKWR.
Every day, Canadians come to YouTube to entertain and be entertained.
The best of the Intercounty Baseball League descend on the Rose City on July 20th as the 2023 Dominico Cup champion Welland Jackfish and Welland Stadium host the 2024 Intercounty Baseball League All-Star Showdown and Home Run Derby. For ticket information, visit wellandjackfish.com/all-star or call 905-735-9834. Welland Jackfish Baseball. Fans first, fun always. Get hooked.
At Heathwood Homes, tradition means a lot. The reputation for quality, service, and customer care are all part of Heathwood's tradition. And that has made them the most successful new home builder. Thousands of people are now proud to be living in a Heathwood home in one of their many outstanding communities, and you can too. Visit heathwood.com to learn more about their fabulous communities. With Heathwood, you'll be home at last.
Welcome back to Kitchener Panthers baseball on YouTube at 98.5 CKWR. Burgess Marskill and Mark Pare here in the booth. Burgess, let's take a look now at the defensive alignment for the Kitchener Panthers. It's Martin and Jacqueline and Jarvis from left to right in the outfield. You have Henriquez, Gonzalez, Carthy, and Parsons working the infield here tonight. And then Junior Ibarra, of course, in his usual spot, in behind home plate, catching Pedro de los Santos. So Trent Sillett will come up here. The first baseman with his first plate appearance of the night. And that one's going to be sent into left field. That one almost broke the bat as Sillett is able to get on base with a leadoff single.
Left fielder number 23, Braxton Higgeth.
This will bring up Braxton Haggith, left fielder, wearing number 23 in the pinstripes here tonight. Pedro de los Santos with a little bit of run support, of course, with Nick Parsons hitting that homer. The delivery, that one gets in for a strike.
Well, run support's never a bad thing, Mark, but you just gotta hope that he settles in after kind of a shaky top of the first.
Absolutely, and it's going to happen. I mean, he's been around for 7 seasons now.
He's been through this before. He'll trust that he'll hit his groove here.
In high leverage situations. It's just the way he rolls. The delivery, and he got a piece of it. 1-2 the count here now on Haggith. Sillett over at first. Of course, Parsons over there. Keeping his foot on the bag. A couple steps towards second is Sillett. And it looks like De Los Santos is going to step off there for a moment. Sillett making De Los Santos think about it a little bit here. Throw over to first, tag, and he got him!
It's one way to get rid of a base runner. He was definitely thinking about running on that one. Caught him leaning.
So that'll be the first out here of the inning, erasing the single. And that one just outside. 2-2 now the count on Braxton Haggith. And again, there was a reason why you have Pedro de los Santos, your left-handed pitcher. That's that advantage you have as a lefty.
Yep, absolutely. And you got a stolen base against in the first run of the game. Spencer Marcus managed to take second, ended up scoring later that innings. And that's one of the things you run into when you're aggressive on the bases.
That one's going to be set up high. It is playable in right field. Jet Jarvis will get underneath it. And just like that, there's 2 away here in the top of the second.
Yeah, anyway, Mark, as I was saying, when you get aggressive on the bases, sometimes that goes both ways. If the defense picks up on it, they can catch you leaning like happened this inning.
You really need to have a lot of speed and a lot of awareness, too, being able to read off the pitcher. First of all, you have a left-handed pitcher in Pedro de los Santos who can have that extra look at you before he delivers to the plate, and he can just off it over to first base really without warning.
Yep, definitely.
And if you don't have him, you got that man who just caught that last pitch in Junior Ibarra, one of the best defensive catchers in the world, in the IBL, that's for sure. The best defensive catcher in Cuba.
And that's saying something. The Cuban teams are got some fantastic players on them.
The 0-1. upstairs, and that evens the count at 1-1 here on Torin Vasilinak, wearing number 13.
But just to finish the thought there, if you want to shut down a running game, you can't.
Now it's foul.
Can't do much better than the battery we have here tonight.
Of course, De Los Santos making his first home start of the year here for the Panthers. Of course, signed. Actually lives in Toronto, but is able to make the trek over to Kitchener. Started a few road games.
They say sometimes it's better to make your first couple of starts on the road so you can kind of get into the regular season swing of things before you face the home crowd, which, depending on how the game is going, is not always easy.
Exactly. Delivered that last pitch inside. It's a 3-2 count here with 2 away on Vasilinak. The delivery. That one, and just missed on the outside, and Pedro De Los Santos can't believe it.
Back to the top of the order.
Visibly displeased at that one, Mark.
Marcus.
Had the ball coming towards him back and kind of just dropped the glove and said, oh.
You want to be careful about showing up the umpire too early in the game anyway.
Absolutely.
Or at all, but especially early on.
So again, De Los Santos making his Panthers debut on June 8th in Welland. That came in an 11-5 loss. Also did games in Hamilton and Pare. That one downstairs, just missing for ball 1 as we go back to the top of the order with Spencer Marcus. Yep. Of course, De Los Santos hooked on the 14th against Hamilton. That one well inside, 2-0. Went 8 innings in that one, struck out 5. Looked like a couple of times he was going to get pulled, but he said, oh, I'm good. I'm good. Let's keep on going. He kept on rolling, and that led to a 6-2 victory. Throw over to first, not in time. That game against Barrie was a 7-3 loss. Gave up 5 runs on 6 hits, struck out 7 in that game. The delivery, that one's cued over to right field, and Jet Jarvis will make the catch. And that will retire the side. It remains 3-2 Kitchener as we head to the bottom of the second. Stay with us. This is Kitchener Panthers Baseball on YouTube and 98.5 CKWR.
No runs, 1 hit, no errors for the Panthers, and 1 left on.
Let me into my zone. Please don't let me into my zone. 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 Please don't let me in. Yeah. Can't answer my phone now. Just leave it there, that tone. Ballin' can't beat me up, cause I'm back in my zone now. Cause I'm back in my zone now.
At least they have that.
Welcome back to Kitchener Panthers Baseball on YouTube and 98.5 CKWR. Mark Pare, Burgess Marskell here in the booth as we enter the bottom of the second. It will be the bottom of the order due up here for the Panthers in Henriques, Voisin, and Carthy. Got that visitor one. Visitor one here. So we now get a look at the look on the defensive side for the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers. Haggis, Hussera, and Marcus from left to right. Strong, Vasilinak, Mackey, and Sillette in the infield. And Fukuda is catching Whitson here tonight. Panthers again with a 3-2 lead. Chatham-Kent putting a couple of runs on the board in the top half of the first, but with one swing of the bat, that was quickly erased. A 3-run home run from Nick Parsons. Home run number 4 on the season.
He's on a bit of a home run streak as well, Mark.
Little bit of a home run streak. So Tyler Henriques will lead things off here. Of course, made his season debut
For the second for the Panthers.
earlier this week.
Number 10, Tyler Henriquez.
Or started out at shortstop the other night against Welland. Got moved over to third base. Gonzalez takes back his spot at short as Henriquez, you give him a little bit more time over at third base. Looked a little bit more comfortable in that spot as that one's going to be set up high down the first base line, and it'll be caught for the first out. Good catch there made by Sillette.
Designated hitter number 16, Spencer Voisin.
So Spencer Voisin will now come up here. He's been kind of that extra outfielder for the Panthers, but also has done some time in the infield too. The delivery, that one's cute. Foul right toward the Panthers dugout.
I mean, Voisin's only been in 5 games this year, but he's making his mark when he's in, hitting .333 so far. Just 4 hits, mind you, but you got to make the most impact you can when you get in the lineup.
That one paints the outside corner for strike number 2. Whitson gets the sign. That one, he got a bit of a half swing there, but that is an out, so that will be a strikeout. First one of the game here for Whitson.
Voisin got fooled on that one, that's for sure. It's a good pitch by Whitson.
So Jordan Carthy comes in here now. You know, what a career he has had in the IBL. A little bit of everything he has done. Utility man here for the Panthers wearing number 12. Swing and a miss for strike 1. Started as a pitcher coming out of the bullpen. Started seeing some time in the infield. Of course, he's over at second base tonight. That one's cute right past the pitcher. That'll get into center. A base hit here for Carthy with 2 away.
Back to the top of the order, center fielder number 45, Blake Jacklin.
So Blake Jacklin will come up here again. Singled and scored his last time up. See what he can do here, the center fielder. That one downstairs for ball 1. Of course, for Jacklin. You know, taking his spot in at the usual spot at the top of the lineup. And it looks like he's going to call for time here. And just being patient. Again, you don't have a pitch clock, but you do have those disengagements. In his 8th game of the season. The runner almost went. That one's going to be sent high and deep, all the way back, right against the warning track, and Haggith will make the catch. And that will do it here for the second inning. It remains 3-2 Panthers over the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers. We'll be right back.
Why is just a starting line, for the true self blooms only when we find our purpose. What makes us tick below the surface. Our reason why is united, undivided, seeking understanding. My why is diversity and unity, a safe space in my community. It's a million faces in a mirror, and everyone belongs. Find your why for a better us.
Welcome back to Kitchener Panthers Baseball on YouTube and 98.5 CKWR. Mark Pare and Burgess Marskell here. in the broadcast booth here in Kitchener. Glad you can join us. By the way, if your thumbs are rolling and you want to do something while we are in the midst of this ball game, head on over to the IBL website and vote for your IBL All-Stars. Send them to Welland for the IBL All-Star Showdown, July 20th. It is a Saturday. You can get your tickets now on the Welland Jackfish website. Definitely going to be a great day for some baseball. An all-star showdown during the evening. There's going to be a home run derby there. They do things quite well over at the pond, if I do say so myself.
Gotta love a home run derby, Mark.
Absolutely.
All-star festivities are always fun. It's going to be hard not to vote for Seth Strong, though, I got to tell you.
I mean, Seth Strong, they did release the voting results so far here, and Seth Strong is in as an all-star if the voting ended today. The voting actually ends on July 5th, so if you get your votes in now, it's only one vote per email, so don't think that you can just spam and
Center fielder number 6.
do 20 votes for every email kind of thing. It's only one email per voter, as that one's going to be fouled off by Sarah. Got to make it even. Got to make it fair.
Yep.
Got to make sure everybody gets their voice heard. The 0-1 cued into the infield. Charging after it is Henriquez over to first and not in time. A slow roller, and I would give that one a base hit.
Yeah, it was good hustle there. Crucera's just really hustling down the line and slow roller out to the left side of the infield and just beats it out.
Pedro de los Santos right now at 41 pitches. So again, starting to creep up toward the half-century mark here in the third inning.
Double play ball here would go a long way. A quick inning, I think, keep the pitch count under control.
So again, if you want to get your tickets to the IBL All-Star Showdown, there's a 1-0 pitch delivered outside, 2-0. WellandJackfish.com/all-star or showpass.com/all-star. And again, voting will end Friday, July 5th. Get your favorite Panther over to the game. Get your favorite Barnstormer to the game. Let's get a representative from each team.
I like that. You know, you always want to have...
That one, hopper right over the glove of Nick Parsons over at first, and charging over toward third is Cusera, and that's just a bad hop. It's a hard hit ball and hit a groove just in front of Parsons, who was kind of cheating toward the grass there. But they are going to charge that an error against Parsons.
Yeah, watching it from here, Mark, it looked like he tried to kind of take it off to the side. Maybe he should have got in front of it and knocked it down. Kept the runner at second anyway.
So runners now at first and third here with nobody out for Robert Mackey. And Mackey will knock it over the glove into the outfield. That'll drive in a run. We have a tie game. And what we're seeing here more and more is
Dan Patel.
Some contact made earlier in the count.
Yep. Absolutely, Mark. And again, it's not always so hard you hit it, it's where you hit it. You know, we were just talking about how Seth Strong's having a great season. He hasn't hit it out of the infield yet, and he's been on base twice.
Yeah,
it's about scored a run in the first, so
it's about doing it all different ways.
Absolutely.
Delivery, swing, you got a piece of it for strike one.
You talk about the different ways to score runs. The Panthers got all three of theirs on one swing of the bat, whereas Chatham-Kent's really been just moving the runners base to base, manufacturing some runs here.
The 0-1 is going to be fouled. And you talk about Seth Strong. You talked about how he hasn't really hit one out of the infield and still has reached base. Coming into tonight, 28 hits on the season, 14 have been gone for extra bases. So including the 9 home runs, the 4 doubles, a triple to his count as well. So, a guy that, is very dangerous. He can hit it for extra bases, but also 50% of the time when he's recording a hit, it's just a simple base hit. Just put it in play.
You talked off the top of the broadcast here tonight about how if the season ended right now, he'd win the Triple Crown, leading in average home runs and RBIs.
This one's put up high, trying to make the catch. It's going to drop foul, though. Oh, that is lucky on the Panthers, as chasing after it there was Henriquez, the third baseman. It went into the left field area, but it dropped just about 2 inches on the foul side of the line. But as you were finishing your point.
Yeah, I'm just saying, in order to be leading in all 3 of those categories, you really got to be able to do it all. Power and average are, you used to hear about it where they're 2 different things. You get the guys with the power, but don't have the average. Or you guys with the average, but it's a lot of like slapping the ball the other way and not hitting many of them out. But now you're seeing, across all levels of baseball, you're seeing it where they can do both.
That one just gets past Carthy. Circling around, no, he's going to stay over at third. That's going to load the bases. Good job there by Dan Battelle. Just a base hit. And again, just putting the ball in play. The Barnstormers playing a bit of small ball here in the third.
I thank them for illustrating my point perfectly.
Pitcher, number 45, Masuki Fukuda.
The Panthers have got to find a way to get a couple outs here, Mark.
Well, we're going to get a mound visit here. Keep in mind, you get 6 mound visits per game.
And again, the Barnstormers haven't really hit the ball hard this inning. It's just fallen in for them. And again, they all count the same, but it'd be nice if Panthers could scoop up one of these ground balls and turn a double play and kind of get back on track.
So we see the home plate umpire, James Lyles, given the signal. And again, it's a new rule here in the IBL where you're allowed 6 mound visits per game. You don't get penalized if you have additional ones, although you might get a stern talking to by the league. Say, hey, 2025, you're not going to want to do that.
I have a feeling it's one of those ones where they're getting them used to keeping it under 6. And then next year they may introduce a penalty.
And that's the exact thing, right? Get guys used to it at this level. Yes, it's in the major leagues. Yes, some of the players in this league have played professional baseball.
And I correct me if I'm wrong here, Mark, but if memory serves, when they first introduced the mound visit limit in the major leagues, there wasn't a penalty for it there either.
I don't believe so.
First year, I don't think there was. The penalty was kind of nebulous at best. Just again to get everybody on the same page, and then they introduced defined penalties if you abuse it. So looks like maybe the IBL is trying to do something similar here.
That one sent down the right field line, foul.
I mean, in my opinion, it's not a bad rule. You want to keep the pace of play under control to a point anyway.
Well, that's been a big thing here in the IBL this season too, is trying to get the pace of play, shorten the games up. You don't want to be around for 4 hours. Yes, we love baseball, but 4 hours in a game ain't gonna do it. The 1-2 upstairs, 2-2 here on Fukuda.
And 4 hours of baseball is a lot of baseball if you're not really into it. But I know you and I love 4 games once in a while. But
hey, we have seen some short games here in the IBL this season. They're starting to dip under 3 hours a little bit more consistently. Here's the 2-2 cue down the line, foul again, right into the beer tent area here at Jack Couch.
What are your feelings on something like a pitch clock in the IBL? Do you think they're heading that direction, or do you think it might be a little too much for people to manage?
I think it's too much so far. I think work with the rules that you just instituted and see where that gets you. If you need the pitch clock, revisit the idea maybe during the off season.
Yeah,
but
I mean, yeah, I don't think they put it in the middle of the season. But,
no, not at all.
You gotta the game's around 2 hours 45 minutes, 3 hours would be, I think, fine by me. But again, that's just speaking for myself on this one.
Well, and that's the average that we're seeing right now.
Yeah.
But we're starting to see games get into the 2.5-hour range. There was a game in Guelph a couple weekends ago that went 2 hours and 6 minutes.
Hey.
3-2, swing and a miss.
I'm betting they didn't score 17 runs in that one.
No, that was a 1-0 final.
Oh, hey.
Just 6 hits between the teams.
I do like a good pitcher's duel.
Hey, I called that one. I was back home very quickly. So 3-3 ball game here in the top of the third. Still bases loaded for Trent Sillette. And here's where the sun starts to play a little bit of a factor here too. You look at De Los Santos, he's in the sun, and just the way the sun is starting to set here in Kitchener. You have home plate in the shade. You can see it if you're watching on the screen on YouTube where the third base umpire is in the shade there toward the shortstop. That one will go just outside 1-1.
Kind of looks like he's casting the shadow for those of us watching, those of you watching on YouTube, because he's right at the top of the.
Absolutely.
But yeah, it's got to be hard on the hitter. It's hard to track the pitch from here sometimes when the pitcher's in sunlight and the plate is in shadow. When you're hitting, it's coming in fast. It's got to be a challenge for sure.
That one upstairs, 2-1. Fans didn't like that call from the home plate umpire. Of course, with the bases loaded, the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers hitting .292 on the season. No home runs to their credit. They haven't hit a grand slam yet in their franchise's history. Just like that, I might jinx it. But I don't believe in a broadcaster jinx. 3-1 is the count here.
I guess we'll find out.
I guess we'll find out.
But you certainly don't want to walk him either.
No.
So, you've got to try and find a way to get this guy and get out of this inning with the game tied.
This is why you play the games, folks. Yep. The 3-1, swing and a miss. Full count here with one away. Sillette hit a single his last time up, was picked off over at first afterwards. Chopper right toward the shortstop. They'll get the one over to first and in time.
Well, a way to do it is turn that double play and leave the bases loaded.
For those scoring at home, that is a tailor-made 6-4-3 to end the inning. We are to the bottom of the third here at Jack Couch. Stay with us. It's 3-0 between the Barnstormers and the Panthers. This is Kitchener Panthers baseball on YouTube and 98.5 CKWR.
2 left on the.
It's Kurt, and they both come here to say, take charges every day, stay alert.
Hi, I'm Gert, and this is my brother Bert.
Hi, we're here to help you stay alert and stay safe.
Yeah, so follow along.
Watch out, beware, things aren't always as they seem. We'll show you what we mean. Stay alert, stay safe.
For 2, 9 for $5.
Welcome back to Kitchener Panthers baseball on YouTube and 98.5 CKWR. Mark Pare, Burgess Marskell here in the broadcast booth here in Kitchener. 3-0 between the Panthers and the Barnstormers as we will see Jet Jarvis, Raul Gonzalez, and Eric Martin come to the dish here. What do you make of this game so far?
Yeah, see a little bit of everything, as I was saying earlier, a couple of different ways of scoring runs. The Panthers get it all in one swing, and the Barnstormers have really been just moving the runners and, station to station, a little bit of small ball, but it's a good game. It's a tie game, and it's a good one tonight on what's really a great night for a ball game here at Jack Couch Park.
I mean, you couldn't ask for more. I mean, I see some clouds over the horizon, but for the most part, it is a beautiful night for some baseball. Sitting at 20 degrees right now in sunshine. The lights are on, but they're not really making a mark. Of course, we have sunset coming around 9:06, so starting to get toward that time. We'll see how long it takes. Probably around the 5th inning, we'll have the lights kind of be a little bit more of a factor here with this game.
It's right at that in-between time now where they're on, but they haven't really taken over. But yeah, as you say, as the sun starts to go down more.
First pitch well outside on Jet Jarvis for a ball. He flew out to left field his last time up.
I do have to say, Jet Jarvis is quite a good baseball name.
It's a very good baseball name. And of course, Jarvis, part of that retooling by the Panthers over the other side of the pandemic. The delivery, that one's sent up high. Shallow in the infield, and coming over to make the catch is going to be Vasilinak. One away.
Shortstop number 18, Raul Gonzalez.
And speaking of guys that have been, a good baseball name, I should say, Raul Gonzalez.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
Of course, the IBL MVP runner-up a season ago. In his second IBL season, that one well outside for ball one. Of course, plays in the Cuban National Series during the wintertime. Diego de Avila out in Cuba playing for his hometown. That one's outside, 2-0.
Yeah, I've had the opportunity to see the Cuban national team play a couple of times, and it's fantastic baseball. There's some fantastic players down there.
Absolutely. And there's such a great partnership between the Panthers and the Cuban national team. That one is sent up high. That one's going deep all the way back, and it gets to the warning track right in front of the 98.5 CKWR sign. Sliding in, and he's safe. Gonzalez circles around, and he gets in with a slide-in double.
That was probably other than the home run, the hardest hit ball we've seen tonight, Mark. He really got a hold of that one and drove it down into the left field corner.
So a single and a double for Gonzalez here tonight. He's 2 for 2. Again, continuing to swing that hot bat here in the last couple of weeks. This will bring up Eric Martin. You go back to Gonzalez again, 0 for 2 back on Monday against Welland. It did snap a lengthy, it was a 4-game hitting streak. That one's downstairs and inside for ball one.
Yeah,
struck out twice, walked in that game as well.
Yeah, but as just finishing the thought on Gonzalez, not a huge average. He's hitting 227 coming into the night. Obviously, that's gone up now, but definitely with some extra base power.
The flag fluttering in dead center. That one just missing on the outside corner. Whitson just barely missing on Eric Martin. The flag fluttering more toward out of the park, so kind of a hitter-friendly breeze, although not too powerful. Check over at second. Whitson delivers. That one's cued off the foot. And it will be a 2-1 count here.
This is one of those parks, though, where it's fairly hitter-friendly all the time. So the breeze heading out, blowing out is the last thing the pitchers want to see, I would think.
Of course, Don Menard with the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers spent a couple of seasons here in Kitchener. The one thing that he told me the most is that no lead is safe here at Jack Couch, and it's because of the dimensions. That one's set up high and will go into the seats. It does land on a bench right beside a fan.
Makes for some high-scoring games, but some exciting games. It's, a lot of baseball fans like those big numbers on the scoreboard.
Yes, indeed. And that does happen more often than not here in the IBL. Couple of checks over at second base, really keeping an eye on Gonzalez. The delivery, curveball, and just outside.
Big secondary lead there from Gonzalez.
Just the one away, a full count here on Eric Martin, the left fielder. Popped one up to the shortstop back in the first inning with 2 runners aboard. Swing and a miss. He got a piece of it, but it is a strikeout. And there's 2 away here for Nick Parsons.
First baseman number 88, Nick Parsons.
For head-to-head, Kitchener hitting .212 against the Barnstormers this year through those 4 games. Again, all 4 games head-to-head, the home team came out the victor. The lone game here so far this season between these two teams at Jack Couch, it was a 9-3 Kitchener victory on May 30th.
And Nick Parsons, of course, was the one who hit the home run in the first inning.
Yes, he
So
was.
if you're the Panthers, he's the guy you want up right now with a runner in scoring position.
Parsons watches that one go across for strike number 1. Extending his hitting streak to 7 games with that long shot. That one's fouled off.
Heads up in the parking lot.
Now, we might sound like a broken record, but don't park
don't
in
park
foul
there.
territory. It doesn't usually end well for windshields, and it gets to be a bit costly.
The last 2 years, early in the season, the Panthers have been playing a home game when there's like a dog show or something going on next door at the Odd, which means the parking lots are full. And I'm like, guys, got to get here extra early on those days so you don't have to park close.
Well, there's a Jehovah's Witnesses I think it's a convention or something, but on Sundays they have the parking lot full. So this is why there are some games for some Sundays for the Kitchener Panthers. Usually it's in the month of July. It's a 3-week thing where they'll have games at 5:15 instead of 2 o'clock.
Oh, yeah.
Livery, swing and a miss.
First one of those was, sorry, go ahead.
They'll get the strikeout on Parsons. We are through 3 here at Jack Couch. It's 3-3 between the Panthers and the Barnstormers. Stay with us. This is Kitchener Panthers Baseball on YouTube and 98.5 CKWR.
Why is just a starting line, for the true self blooms only when we find our purpose. What makes us tick below the surface. Our reason why is united, undivided, seeking understanding. My why is diversity and unity, a safe space in my community. It's a million faces in a mirror, and everyone belongs. Find your why for a better us.
Welcome back to Kitchener Panthers Baseball on YouTube at 98.5 CKWR. Mark Pare, Burgess Marskill here in the broadcast booth, heading to the 4th inning here at Jack Couch. Pedro de los Santos back out for his 4th inning of work. 64 pitches so far, 37 have gone for strikes. So having a little bit of an issue trying to find the strike zone, but only 3 runs on the board. You'll take that, especially when you have 3 runs of your own on the board too.
Absolutely, Mark. And he is giving up a lot of hard contact when they are putting the ball in play. He's not giving up a ton of hard contact, and that's encouraging because it's not like they're driving the ball into the gaps. So if he can just iron out his command a little bit, it's got the recipe for quite a successful start tonight.
Wearing number 59, again, played for the London Majors for a couple of seasons. Of course, that came back between 2021 and 2023. A 2-time IBL champion, was with the Majors during those 21 and 22 runs. The first team All-Star in 2021 as well, so he was dealing as a member of the London Majors in 2021 when they won their championship. The delivery, that one right down Broadway for strike 1 on Braxton Haggith. De los Santos was the co-ace with Owen Boone back in 2021. We all know what Owen Boone can do, especially in this ballpark. Panthers fans know full well as that one's fouled off. Saw a lot of Owen Boone during the first round last season against the Majors. Over 350 pitches in that series for Mr. Boone. Made 3 starts. The 0-2 is going to be fouled off.
Just laid on a couple pitches in a row there.
Of course, Haggith flew out to right field his last time up. first IBL season. The delivery outside, 1-2. Of course, playing for Minnesota State University in the NCAA. Spent last year in the Western Canadian Baseball League over in Swift Current. The delivery, that one skips over the glove. And to the backstop it goes, but there's nobody aboard, so no harm, no foul on that one.
I see what you did there.
It's part of a busy weekend for both teams. We'll get through that schedule in just a moment. 2-2 moves now to 3-2. Again, a lot of balls on the board. And there is the walk issue. That, surprisingly, when you think about the amount of walks or the amount of balls that were thrown, second walk issued by De Los Santos.
A lot of big counts so far, but a lot of contact at the end of those at bats, putting the ball in play.
Vasilenak was the only other Barnstormer who walked in this game. He's now up into the batter's box, the shortstop. He's been quite busy as a defender here tonight. That one's going to be fouled right toward the Panthers dugout.
They're so far, they're definitely having trouble timing up his pitches so far tonight.
That one goes just under the knees for a ball. The 1-0 count here on Vasilenak. Throw over to first and not in time. Trying to keep Haggith true. Vasilenak from Coaldale, Alberta, played for the Lethbridge Bulls in the Western Canadian League in 2023. Actually led that league with 12 home runs last year. That one's cued over the head of Henriquez, and into left it goes. Circling around, no, he's going to put on the brakes. Does Haggith, as he'll stay at second base. A base hit here from Vasilenak.
Smart move to stay at second there, Mark. Left fielder cut it off and got it in quickly and kept him at second.
And that's been the common denominator. Any ball that's been hit out in left field, Mark's been able to do a bit of good tracking there. He's not overplaying it. He's not underplaying it. And he's playing some heads-up defensive baseball here tonight. He's made a couple of good plays. Of course, of note, during the first, he was the one that threw it back into the infield to pick off the runner at second.
Got it in, hit the cutoff, and allowed that play to be made at second.
Hop over. Gonzalez over to first, not in time. They'll get the runner at second. Now we have runners on the corners with just the one away. So Marcus will reach on the fielder's choice. And that'll bring up Lee Kucera.
Center fielder number 6, Lee Kucera.
Kucera, of course, beat out an infield single down to the third base his last time up. Ended up coming around to score.
Yeah, and again, one of those ones where De Los Santos is welcoming the soft contact. That one's going to be fouled off. And very similar pitch there than from what we have been seeing here in this game. Some pitches on the inside. Barnstormers are swinging at them. And that's inviting the soft contact.
Absolutely. And as you say, Kucera's last at bat was a perfect example of that. Just a chopper down to third, and Henriquez just couldn't get it over to first in time.
The 0-1 inside and keeping it in front of him. And the runner will advance over to second base as Ibarra is a little bit slow there.
I think that short hop might have taken a bite out of him there, Mark.
So Spencer Marcus over to second on that.
And it takes the double play out of the equation for now. So that's an unfortunate break there for the Panthers.
Just trying to settle down Ibarra as he is slow to get back to his knees. Looks all right. The 1-1 cued down the line, but foul.
How many pitches is he at now, De Los Santos, Mark?
Well, De Los Santos is getting up there.
I was going to say he's got to be up around 70 pitches.
Yeah, well, he's over 70 at this stage.
Okay. Well, what do we got here? Oh, yeah. I'll get back to you with that one.
The 1-2 gets over the head, and Gonzalez will not be able to get the grab. One runner's going to come in to score. They'll get the second runner as that ball rolls into shallow center field. And the Barnstormers have taken a 5-3 lead.
It's the softest hit double I've seen in a while. But again, with the soft contact, they're not squaring them up, but it's just falling in and getting through.
He does get a pair of RBI on that. Does Kucera. So again, hitting .500 against the Panthers coming into today. So Kucera has done damage 50% of the time. That one's sent up high. Left field, tracking it is Martin. He'll make the catch, 2 away, and they'll keep the runner over at second. Hard hit ball there by Seth Strong, but it stays in the ballpark.
Second baseman number 7, Robert Maxton.
Of course, looking for home run number 10 on the year is Mr. Strong. He would be the first player in the IBL this season to do so, if he were to do it here tonight.
And you'd have to, if I told you at the beginning of the game that Seth Strong would hit.
Good catch there. That's by the first baseman, Parsons. He makes the catch right over at the fence. We are through the top of the fourth. It's 5-3 Barnstormers over the Panthers. Stay with us. This is Kitchener Panthers baseball on YouTube and 98.5 CKWR.
With a commitment of $50 million a year, Desjardins and its members are always there to help young people shine.
Welcome back to Kitchener Panthers baseball on YouTube and 98.5 CKWR. We will see Junior Ibarra, Tyler Henriquez, and Spencer Voisin
meet 685
here for the Kitchener Panthers in the bottom half of the fourth. Glad you can join us on YouTube at 98.5 CKWR. Mark Pare, Burgess Marskell, 5-3 as the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers add a pair on a 2-run double from Lee Kucera in the fourth inning. Panthers looking to answer back. Last time that they were down by a pair of runs, it was Nick Parsons who hit a 3-run home run to give the Panthers a 3-2 lead. So already we have seen examples of the Panthers bouncing back, but again, we could see a back-and-forth game here tonight.
Well, there's certainly a lot of baseball left to be played, so I have a feeling we haven't seen the end of the scoring for tonight, Mark.
Not at all. Brock Whitson remains in the game. Has 3 strikeouts on the night. He's given up 5 hits here so far.
And I don't believe he's walked anybody, Mark, and with his numbers going in, that's a bit of a surprise for me. As you say, both Whitson himself and the Barnstormers in general have walked a lot of people this year.
Well, the surprising thing you think as well is you look on the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers side, they've only had 1 strikeout so far in this game. Kitchener is actually first in the IBL.
Yeah, and again, you just don't want to walk people, but so far they've been able to keep the free passes under control tonight and make the Panthers try to hit their way aboard.
The delivery well outside. Junior Ibarra watches that one go away for ball 1. Grounded out to the shortstop back in the first inning. Delivery, swing, and ooh, he got a piece of that one. It jammed him and got him right in the left foot.
That does, from personal experience, I will tell you, Mark, that does not feel good at all. It's, hammered in off your instep there.
And again, it's that stance where again you're trying to generate some of that power from your back foot. So you put that front foot forward, if you will. So it's kind of right in that lane as you're swinging at it, and you catch it at the wrong way, it's going to bounce right at it.
Yeah, it's no fun at all. Pare not known for his offense primarily, but would love to get a board here and get the comeback started.
That one goes high and outside for ball 2.
He was hitting 207 coming into the game tonight.
That one inside. And again, it's his offense that is picking up. He struggled at the beginning of his Panthers career last season, but had that run for Team Cuba halfway through the year, comes back, it's found a new level, found a new set of confidence in him.
Yeah, and you just want him to contribute with the bat enough to stay in the lineup, but his defense is his primary attribute.
That one's sent over to the shortstop, and they'll throw out Ibarra on the 5-3. It was a slow roller through the infield, but Vasilinak was able to find it, track it down, and make the play. And this will bring up Tyler Henriquez, who flew one up high, and it was the first baseman Sillette that made the catch.
Yeah, and on that last play, for those listening on the radio that can't see it on the YouTube feed, wasn't a particularly close play at first, but the first baseman made a nice play to kick a short hop and get the out.
Delivery to the plate, upstairs, right around in on the hands of Henriquez for ball 1. Just above the zone on that last one. Whitson around 52 pitches. That one's curved inside. Ball 2. Not really rushing, per se, is Whitson. But he's been doing well here so far.
I believe that this is what, Henriquez's second game this year? Is that right?
That is right.
Still looking for his first base hit. Now would be a good a time as any.
Well, that one's sent up high. It's cued just foul. Had the power, but didn't have the curl.
Yes, indeed.
He
had the distance for sure, but he hooked it out of play down the left side.
Of course, Whitson now at 54 pitches. 31 have gone for strikes. So very similar to his counterpart in Kitchener, Pedro de los Santos, where a little bit more strikes, but not by much. Roughly around 55% have gone for strikes.
Yeah, a lot of deep counts for both starters tonight.
The 3-1, that one set into the outfield.
There it is.
Right to left field it goes, and a base hit with one away for Tyler Henriquez.
That's his, it looks like it's his first hit of the season.
Yes, it is.
Good for him. It always feels good to have a batting average.
And of course, went 0 for 4 back on Monday, including a pair of strikeouts. And that one was one of those ones where he either struck out or he was retired on the 1-3 against the Welland Jackfish. So making a bit of contact, but kept it in the infield. Spencer Voy's in the batter now. That one right off the glove. Whitson bounces it and gets it over for the second out of the inning. Oh, wow, that was a hot shot.
Good. Hopefully he's all right. Good work knocking it down, though. Keep it from getting up the middle into the outfield.
Second baseman number 12, Jordan.
It looks like he's all right. Again,
yeah, I think that got mostly gloved there.
That reflex that he had, able to knock it down, as you said, Burgess, and again was so calm with it too, where it drops in front of him, it drops more to the side actually,
yep,
but still has the wherewithal to be able to settle it down, slow the game down, and make the play over at first.
Absolutely. So instincts, just comes with experience. Enriquez alertly up to second as well.
Absolutely, as Jordan McCarthy now the batter. Knocks one over to third base, and they'll throw it over to first, and they'll retire McCarthy on the 5-3. We're through 4 here at Jack Couch. It's Chatham-Kent 5, Kitchener 3. We'll be back after this. This is Kitchener Panthers Baseball on YouTube and 98.5 CKWR.
I guess you could say my story's a little unusual. I spend my days analyzing crime stats for the government, and my nights playing with nail polish and creating nail art looks. I share those ideas with millions of people on YouTube, who gave me the opportunity to use what I learned to start my own brand. My audience is my community, and I'm so lucky to have them.
Welcome back to Kitchener Panthers Baseball on YouTube and 98.5 CKWR. Pedro De Los Santos going back out for his 5th inning of work here in Kitchener. Of course, Kitchener wearing their cream white jerseys. Of course, some brand new spiffy jerseys, not what they have been wearing in years past. Again, a refresh. You can give a shout out to VMF Sportswear. They've been outfitting every team in the IBL this season. Would you look at that? Just walking in behind Junior Ibarra, the aforementioned Don Menard, 2 seasons as the field manager for the Kitchener Panthers. Of course, from the Windsor, Essex area. So it was just a natural fit that you had to know, if you're within IBL circles, that he was going to be part of this Barnstormers team when Chatham-Kent got a team.
Thinking he was destined for pinstripes there? And a special shout out to the Panthers hats as well, Mark. We mentioned it off the top of the broadcast here, but looks like they're wearing the Canada Day red ball caps today. It's a good look.
I got one of those hats.
I need to get myself one of those. Maybe I'll grab one on the way out.
Well, they are special editions.
And again, if they're not playing on Canada Day next Monday, you might as well wear them today for the home crowd.
I got one myself a couple of seasons ago.
Yeah, actually, I think I have one from last year. It's a nice hat. I still wear it a lot.
It's a very nice hat. The delivery to the plate, first pitch seen, is going to be sent into center field. Dan Battelle retired on the F8.
Pitcher number 45, Masuki.
So just the one out here so far in the top half of the 5th. Masuki Fukuda. Now the bat, 1 for 2 here tonight. Singled in the first, queued up. Looks like he was squaring up to bunt there, but holds off. The delivery is going to be fouled off. 0-2 here, the count very quickly.
And Fukuda, not a ton of power. He's hitting .314 coming into the game tonight, so he can certainly get on base.
De Los Santos deals chopper over to McCarthy, over to first in time, and they'll get Fukuda on the 4-3.
First baseman number 20, Trent Sillett.
So Trent Sillett, first baseman. The delivery, that one into the dirt.
Yep, Sillett was hitting .208 coming into the night, but he struck out. Looks like a few times this year. Yeah, he struck out 15 times so far this year, so there is some swing and a miss in his game.
That one's going to be sent over to third and over to first. It goes a 1-2-3 inning. Panthers will go up to bat here in the bottom of the fifth. It is still 5-3 Barnstormers. Stay with us. This is Kitchener Panthers baseball on YouTube and 98.5 CKWR.
To be the best, you've got to bring performance from every second. The game is getting faster every season. So Rawlings made a time machine to help you keep up. Introducing the all-new Velo ACP. It's light, it's balanced, so you can pick your pitch and drive the ball with maximum exit velocity. The game's gotten faster. Your bat has too.
Cheer on your team.
Welcome back to Kitchener Panthers baseball on YouTube and 98.5 CKWR. I'm going to clear up a misconception that's in the chat here right now. Vasilinac, Torin Vasilinac is the pronunciation that I was told by the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers. So I know there are some people in our chat here tonight that are trying to correct. Again, all we want is to put on the best product possible and the best broadcast possible, but we do need the proper pronunciations, if you will. So for those that have, given me the pronunciations from the organization, please let me know. Please let's make sure this gets off without a hitch. I'm not trying to purposely mispronounce names. It's just not what I'm all about. I was told Torin Vasilinac.
I have to think, coming from the player himself, would be the authority on the pronunciation.
It wasn't
but
even
through
the player. It's from the upper. I have emails from management with the team. I asked them before the last game. They were here in Kitchener. All right, I need some pronunciations on these names.
Sure.
We want to get these names correct.
And for what it's worth, players sometimes do change the way they want their name to be pronounced throughout their careers.
And there are some even as well where you'll ask them, how do you pronounce your name? How do you want to pronounce?
Yeah.
So the next step will end up being, you ask the question, okay, how do your parents pronounce your name?
Yeah, exactly.
And I do that a lot with the junior hockey ranks too, because you get a lot of that as well.
You see that in hockey a lot, especially when you get guys coming over and they may pronounce it differently, say in Europe, than they do when they get here. So you just got to go with the ultimately the personal preference.
The 1-0 is going to go under the knees for ball 2 here on Blake Jacqueline. The delivery, that one's going to go in for strike 1. "5-3 Barnstormers here in the bottom of the fifth. Nobody out. A 2-1 count here on Jacqueline, who was 1 for 2 here tonight. He sends one down the other way for a base hit. He'll get on. He's circling. No, he's going to stay over at first. So he'll keep it to a long single to lead things off here in the fifth.
Probably smart. Don't risk the first out of the inning at second base. But kudos to the left fielder. He got over to that quickly and prevented it from rattling around down in the corner there. Oh, yeah.
So this will bring up Jet Jarvis, the right fielder. 0 for 2 here tonight. The delivery downstairs, but it just gets around the knees for strike 1.
Jet Jarvis, again, shout out to the great baseball name. Didn't look super thrilled with that call, but looks like the strike zone's been fairly consistent here tonight.
Yeah, James Lyles has a good strike zone here tonight. The 0-1. That one upstairs trying to pick off his man, and they'll do it.
He was running on that one, got caught leaning.
Blake Jacqueline a little bit too far off of first. And he will be retired. Just a very quick play by the catcher there, too.
It's Fukuda just came out of there quick and threw a strike down to first base to pick him off there. It was a nice play.
Delivery back to the plate. That one misses. A 2-1 count.
But they say with pickoffs, they should never happen. But, sometimes that's the price you pay for being aggressive on the base pass.
Another delivery outside, 3-1. Again, 5-3 is your score. Glad you can join us on YouTube or on the radio dial at 98.5 CKWR. Every Thursday we're on the radio dial, as that one goes right around just above belt level, I should say, for strike number 2. Just the one out, full count. Chopper, Vasilenak throws over to first and in time, 2 away. So that'll bring up Raul Gonzalez. So Vasilenak, Vasilinik, Tomato. There's another game here next Thursday, July 4th. We'll get it sorted out with the team itself to figure what the proper pronunciations are. We have reached out in the past. That's the pronunciation we were given. If you don't like it from our end, it is what it is, unfortunately.
Raul Gonzalez up now. Been on base a couple of times tonight.
The 1-0. That one right at the knees for strike number 1.
Drove a ball off the wall on a hop in left field his last at bat.
Again, swings a hot bat.
Yeah.
Again, it's been getting hotter as the season has gone along. That one just under the knees.
Yeah, if the Panthers can get a couple of guys that really take that next step offensively as you go into July, it's bodes well for them trying to make up some ground in the standings.
Well, it's like some teams, too. They say, the team that we have in May is not the team that we have in August. That's going to be in on the hands. Gonzalez gets a piece of it. And it bodes well going into the playoffs. You never know what can happen. Yes, you'll have those teams at the top of the table where, they are going consistent all season. You just never know, though. You get a lot of younger teams that have guys going back into the college ranks that cannot play in the playoffs.
It's just, as you say, it's especially true in a league like the IBL.
There's a swing and a miss for strike number 3. We'll finish that point after this. We're through 5 here at Jack Couch. It remains Chatham-Kent 5, Kitchener 3.
It's Kurt, and they both come here to say, take charge of every day, stay alert.
Hi, I'm Gert, and this is my brother Bert.
Hi, we're here to help you stay alert and stay safe.
Yeah, so follow along.
Watch out, beware, things aren't always as they seem. We'll show you what we mean. Stay alert, stay safe.
Welcome back to Kitchener Panthers Baseball on YouTube at 98.5 CKWR. Mark Pare, and I got your name right?
Have we met?
Are you Ron Burgundy?
I can neither confirm nor deny.
You have the mustache going, looking for it, but
yeah.
He's Burgess Marskell.
That's
I'm just joshing you. 5-3 Barnstormers over the Panthers as we head to the 6th. Due up here for the Barnstormers, it is Braxton Haggith, Torin, the shortstop, and Spencer Marcus, the right fielder.
Are you sure in the pronunciation of those names there, Mark?
Yes.
Excellent. We're making progress.
And I'm not trying to troll, but again, these two teams will meet next Thursday night. We'll make sure everything is all sorted out by then. We thought we had it sorted out back on May 30th, ahead of the first game between these two teams here in this ballpark, but
we may,
according to a couple of fans, it looks like we have not. But alas, trying to keep it professional here in the booth. Braxton Haggith is your left fielder. He is in the batter's box, swinging that lefty bat. 0 for 1 with a walk here tonight, going up against Pedro de los Santos.
Now, we may in fact have the names sorted out, but we just need to confirm that we are in fact all sorted on this one.
Well, Braxton Haggith, the left fielder, swings at that one for strike one.
To finish what we were talking about before the break, Mark, you talk about how you can, it's kind of it can be the tale of two teams in the IBL, where the team you get in May is not necessarily the team you have in August. And it's especially true. Oh,
that one's going to be sent up high, deep to right center, and flagging it down is Blake Jacklin.
But you often get a situation where, especially with imports or college players and things like that, they don't necessarily get here until June. So it, in a lot of ways, is two different teams. So you'll often see a team not get off to a great start and then really take off in the middle of the season.
So the shortstop, Corin, is now in the batter's box, delivers, and that's going to be just outside for ball one. 1 for 1 here so far. He singled, swing and a miss. Quickly had that strike in. It's 1-1. Walked in the second, singled in the fourth. Later retired on the potential double play. Swing and a miss, and he got him. Strike number 3, and he's retired. Just like that, there's 2 away. Of course, love to have the active chat. That's for sure. It's the first time we've had the chat going here this season. Let's just keep it clean, folks. That's all we ever ask. We don't really have a moderator to work with. Of course, a team of volunteers. Definitely, we love having the chat going, and we love having such an active volunteer base here in Kitchener. 0-1 the count here on Spencer Marcus.
It is true, and as you say, it is worth saying it again, that you wouldn't be able to do what you do here, whether with the team itself, the broadcast, etc., without the support of the community.
Absolutely.
And it's a fantastic thing to see and to experience.
Yeah, and every team has it too. I mean, they have a strong base over in Chatham-Kent. You'll love to see that in a team's inaugural season. Of course, Fergie Jenkins Field getting packed up quite a bit. That one jammed inside. They're going to say he did not go around, so Spencer Marcus will stay alive. So it's a 1-2 count here with 2 away. One pitch can end the inning, and he fouls that one away.
Mark's being sucked into the YouTube chat here, everyone. So
no, we have actually a broadcaster for the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers in the chat, so I'm going to ask him for a pronunciation guide.
It's as good a source as any, for sure.
And it's not just the volunteers. It's some of them are volunteers as well, but the broadcast crews in each and every of the 9 markets, do a phenomenal job. They do a bang-up job, and that's one thing that we're trying to improve here in the IBL, is that one's delivered inside. A full count here on Spencer Marcus. You're trying to get as best a product as possible, of course, within the restraints that each individual team might face at each individual ballpark, whether it be internet access or what have you. But everybody's been doing a bang-up job. I've been watching a number of games on the YouTube feeds as well as Cable 14, as that one is going to be delivered upstairs on Marcus. He'll take the walk. In Hamilton, Cable 14, of course, they stream the games on Friday nights. for the Cardinals organization. But, every team's got, some great people in place. And again, it's about improving the product and getting the IBL to that next level in terms of broadcast quality, in terms of, just that exposure that you'd like to see this league have. A league that's been around for over 100 seasons, longest running league here in North America, really, for baseball here in Canada.
And
it's a product that it's a quality product.
It is a quality product. If you're a baseball fan, it's good baseball. The games are fun. It's great to see the people come out. The local community really appreciates and supports having a team. And it's also great to see, speaking of Chatham-Kent here.
Throw over. They're going to catch his man in a rundown, and
what are they calling?
The home plate umpire, James Lyles, he is the crew chief.
I think he called a balk there, Mark.
He called the balk. As the throw over to first, it looked like Spencer Marcus was caught in a rundown, but instead he's given the free pass to second, and here comes the field manager, Bill Matish, to try and sort this one out. So he's having a word here with James Lyles. So again, De Los Santos called on the balk as he delivered over to first, and he's saying, I was fine. I was parked. And now he's arguing his case.
I can't see what they're saying. There's a couple different ways a balk can be called. They had the runner dead to rights, but clearly the home plate umpire feels that something improper was done on the behalf of De Los Santos there, Mark.
And Parsons is also putting in his 2 cents. Everybody stays in. Marcus advances to second. And the fans not appreciative of the decision made by the umpire crew here. Luke Kucera swings at that one and knocks it down the line. Foul.
But as I was saying, especially with Chatham-Kent, it's great to see a new team, an expansion team in the league. That there's another community that feels that it can support this, support an IBL team, and credit to them for bringing this together and making this happen. And it's great to have another team in the league this season.
Absolutely. And we'll get a 10th team in as he fouls that one off. Does Kucera.
There's a lot of kind of middle-sized cities in kind of southern Ontario that I feel like could maybe support a team. You've got a lot of great ballparks with a great local following all over the place.
Delivery cute down the line, foul. Gets past Menard.
So if they get motivated, there's no reason that another community or two could maybe put together the resources and make a run at a team as well.
Well, the goal is, too, you get a 10th team in, and then you can start talking about divisions, having 2 separate divisions. The 0-2, that one sent over to second base, picked up there by Carthy over to first, and they'll get him.
Pick that one up after the break there, Mark.
Absolutely. We'll be back after this. Bottom 6 upcoming here from Kitchener. 5-3 is your score in favor of the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers. We'll be back. Welcome back to Kitchener Panthers baseball on YouTube. Mark Pare and Burgess Marskell here in the broadcast booth here with you. It's a 5-0 lead in favor of the Barrie Baycats. They're leading the Toronto Maple Leafs. Here in Kitchener, it's 5-3 Chatham-Kent. Bottom of the 6th. And it will be for the Panthers coming up, Eric Martin, the left fielder, number 67 in whites.
pick up a conversation, Mark. You were talking about if you get a 10th team in the league, then you can start talking about divisions and kind of some wacky playoff brackets and that kind of thing, which would be fun. And it's always good to expose another community to the IBL product because, as we were saying, it is fantastic baseball. It's a great time to come out on a nice night like tonight, or on a weekend if it's on a nice day to come out, catch a few innings, and support the local team.
So Eric Martin, and you talk about local.
Starting the bottom of the sixth.
Of course, many players
67
for both sides here tonight, especially, are local players. Many of these players here have gone through the ranks with their junior teams, with their minor baseball teams in their hometowns. The delivery upstairs, of course, Eric Martin was part of that Junior Panthers contingent. Of course, won a bronze medal in Halifax at the Nationals a couple of years ago. Speaking of the junior ranks, of course, it'll be Kitchener hosting the provincial championships later on this month.
I'm really looking forward to that. That's going to be a good time.
Absolutely.
Real showcase for some young players.
2-1 count here on Eric Martin.
And you talk about local players as well. A lot of them maybe local, and then they go off like in the NCAA or something to play their college ball. But then you'll see them come back after the college season ends to play in the IBL over the summer.
Well, in case in point, you look at a guy like Blake Jacklin, of course, goes over to his first season with East Tennessee State University. Had a phenomenal year there. He will actually not play for the Panthers in the playoffs because he does have to go back, as that one is tagged down. Brent Sillette. Absolute larceny over at first.
I think I'm going to put a star next to that one, Mark. That was a heck of a play to flag that one down. That looked like it was extra bases for sure.
88, Nick Parsons.
You talk about making contact. Well, that was contact made, but that was Trent Sillette with the catch of the game here so far.
For those listening on the radio that didn't see that on the YouTube, he went to his right, left his feet, and snared a ball that looked like it was going to go right down to the right field corner for 2 bases for sure.
And that one's cued into the infield. Sillette over at first, and he will go in unassisted. Mark that one down as a 3 unassisted as Nick Parsons is retired. First pitch he sees rolls through the infield.
Looks like he got jammed on that one. He's talking to himself on the way back to the dugout. He felt like he should have fared better with that one, I think.
This will bring up Junior Ibarra. 0 for 2 so far tonight. Has grounded out both times. He has been up, grounded out to the shortstop, grounded out to the third baseman as well.
So following the chat here, Mark, I feel like the next step is to send an intern down to the Barnstormers dugout to find out the pronunciation here.
I'm not worried about pronunciations anymore, partner.
Hey, I just looking at the thing, but I hear you. We'll get it sorted out for next week.
That one's downstairs, 0-1 here on Ibarra. Of course, Brock Whitson still in the game. That one well downstairs. Good trap, good snag there by Fukuda.
Whitson started off a little rocky tonight, but he's putting together a pretty good start here. He's settled down, and he's, other than the 3-run home run, he hasn't given up much else.
Well, he has retired 6 of the last 7. And in fact, has faced the minimum through that stretch. Of course, he only gave up the single in the last 7 batters, but Blake Jacklin was picked off back in the 5th inning.
He's up around 80 pitches tonight, so we've got to think he's not going to be too much longer in this game.
She got a plethora of pitchers to choose from in the bullpen as that one goes inside. 2-2 count here on Ibarra. Again, looking to extend that hit streak to 5 games. He's sitting at 4 right now. Just looking to put one into play here. That one gets past the pitcher, but good snag there by Mackey. He'll get it to Sillette, and that's a 1-2-3 inning. We're through 6 here at Jack Couch. It remains 5-3 Barnstormers. Stay with us. This is Kitchener Panthers baseball on YouTube at 98.5 CKWR.
Every day, Canadians come to YouTube to entertain and be entertained, to find the inspiration to create amazing things, even turn adversity into opportunity. And while some look to grow their business, some just want to help us learn a thing or two. Every day, Canadians count on YouTube to build their future, learn new skills, and inspire others.
Welcome back to Kitchener Panthers baseball on YouTube and 98.5 CKWR. Glad you can join us, whether you are on the YouTube or you are on 98.5 CKWR. Mark Pare, Burgess Marskell, here in the broadcast booth here in Kitchener. 5-3 Barnstormers over the Panthers as we head into the 7th inning. It's a close one.
I'm going to do a quick shout out to my colleague Cora back at the CKWR studios. It's a thankless job, but she's there running the board tonight to make sure we can transition between our feed from here and the commercial breaks in between, and it's doing a heck of a job.
You can't have a broadcast on radio without those people manning the booth back at control.
People that don't realize it from the outside don't realize that there's like I'm exaggerating with the numbers, but like a cast of thousands behind the scenes that make this kind of stuff possible. And even the YouTube feed, we got how many people in here with us? You know, there's
we got a couple camera people downstairs. We got a director.
Yeah.
You know, we got us two, of course.
Yeah.
You know, and everybody's doing a fantastic job too. It is. You know, we're in the 7th inning. We haven't really had any hiccups here as of yet.
Jinx it for me. But, you know, we've also got a stadium announcer. We got an official scorer. You know, there's a lot of people behind the scenes.
It's a big operation and a lot of people that put in a lot of hours during their summers to do what they do.
Absolutely.
To make sure that these games go on. And it's all in the name of, you know, the fans. You know, we want to make sure that the fans have the best product possible, whether you're tuning in on a broadcast or you're coming into the ballparks.
Yeah, and not even mentioning the volunteers doing the ticketing and merchandise and, you know, that kind of thing. It's often a thankless job, but it takes a crew to make this happen. So I just want to mention all the people behind the scenes as well.
Yes, indeed. We are seeing a 1-1 count. There's a new pitcher into the ball game.
I think, who is this?
And that one's going to be set up high.
38.
Shallow left field. And did he make the catch? Yes, he did. Good job there by Eric Martin. So Danny Garcia is now into the game. Again, usually the umpires will flag us down to say that there's a new pitcher in. Didn't get that notification, but we can tell clear as day. Pedro De Los Santos is a lefty. Danny Garcia is a righty. So pretty simple there.
Yep.
As that one goes outside for ball 1 on Robert Mackey.
Garcia's had one game. One appearance so far this year for one inning gave up a hit and a walk, no runs, and struck out one.
Of course, came over in the Andy Leader trade. That one goes upstairs. Started the season with the Guelph Royals.
You know, De Los Santos, it should be said, pitched better than the line score will indicate at the end of the night. A lot of soft contact, a lot of balls falling in, sneaking through the infield, that kind of thing.
That one's set up high. Deep to left field, and you can wave goodbye to that one. Robert Mackey put that one on a tee and yelled 4.
Watch out on the 7-8.
6-3 is your score. The Chatham-Kent Barnstormers extend their lead. Robert Mackey, the former London Major, with home run number 2 on the season. A solo shot, a no-doubter. The left fielder and the center fielder watched it. They didn't even take a step. They knew that was gone the second it left the bat.
I'll tell you, the way he hit that, you'd think he would have had more than one coming into this game. That was the left fielder turned around and didn't take more than a couple of steps. That one was no doubt right off the bat for sure.
Again, hitting .350 on the campaign. A guy that, 14 hits coming into tonight, just 3 of them for extra bases. So a guy that, makes contact more often than not, but, just more for those base hits, but has that power that's underestimated at the same time, too.
And that wasn't one of those, as I said, that wasn't one of those Jack Couch Park specials. That one was way out of here.
Yes, indeed. Of course, Mackey also spent time with the Welland Jackfish in 2021, went 10 games for the Fish. That's only his 3rd IBL home run. Hit a home run for the majors last year. That one's outside. 2-2 the count here. Now on Dan Battelle. Delivery, that one's cued over to Jordan Carthy. At second base, they'll get the throw out for the second out of the inning. This will bring up Misuki Fukuda, the catcher.
Catcher number 45, Misuki Fukuda.
Fukuda's 1 for 3 on the evening.
And that one's sent right through the hole between the shortstop and the third baseman. And Fukuda turns on the first pitch he sees into the outfield. He'll get on with a base hit.
I said Fukuda was 1 for 3 on the evening. I meant that he's 2 for 4 on the evening.
Yes, you did. I believed you. As there's a strike issue to Trent Sillette.
Fukuda's getting a big lead over there at first base. Doesn't look like he has a stolen base on the season, but he's getting way out there.
There's a delivery for a strike. Danny Garcia. Of course, one of 2 pitchers that came over for Andy Leader. De La Cruz Paez. Also on the move over. Delivery downstairs. Trapped there by Junior Ibarra. Keeps it in front of him. Remains 2-2 with 2 away.
He's still out at the plate. He's not having a great year with the bat, but he's got 15 strikeouts coming into the night tonight.
As that one's sent up high and fouled away into the parking lot.
Sitting 208, but looks like he's 1 for 3 on the evening. Did ground into a double play. Back in the 3rd inning.
So that, of course, working over at first base. Hit into a 6-4-3 double play back in the 3rd. That one's outside, 3-2.
Made up for it with a fantastic defensive play.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It was a laser.
Might have been the hardest hit ball we've seen tonight, and there's been a couple of home runs.
It was up there.
Yeah.
Definitely off the bat. That one gets by him. It goes, like you said, partner, it goes into the outfield and probably a double. The runner's going to go off the pitch. Fielded by Carthy at second. Over to first in time 4-3 out. We are into stretch time here at Jack Couch. It's 6-3 Chatham-Kent. We'll be back after this. Don't go anywhere. This is Kitchener Panthers baseball on YouTube and 98.5 CKWR.
It's nighttime in a kitchen just like yours. All is quiet. Or is it? The North American house hippo is found throughout Canada and the eastern United States. House hippos are very timid creatures and are rarely seen, but they will defend their territory if provoked. They come out at night to search for food, water, and materials for their nests. The favorite foods of the house hippo are chips, raisins, and the crumbs from peanut butter on toast. They build their nests in bedroom closets, using lost mittens, dryer lint, and bits of string. The nests have to be very soft and warm. House hippos sleep about 16 hours a day.
That looked really real, but you knew it couldn't be true, didn't you? That's why it's good to think about what you're watching on TV and ask questions, kind of like you just did. A message from Concerned Children's Advertisers.
Welcome back to Kitchener Panthers baseball on YouTube and 98.5 CKWR. We are into the bottom of the seventh here at Jack Couch. Brock Whitson still in the ball game here for the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers. Got a cushy 3-run lead to work with here, but the Panthers looking to cut into it in the bottom half of the inning, and it will be the bottom of the order that will come up to the plate.
Third baseman number 10, Tyler Henriquez.
So Henriquez, 1 for 2 here tonight. And again, just looking to get a couple swings of the bat here. Try to claw at this lead. That one is sent high. Playable, though. Diving, and he made the catch?
Yep.
Yes, he did.
Yes, indeed. Third base umpire's calling that an out.
What a catch. Diving there by the left fielder, Braxton Haggith. Went a long way to field that one.
Read it the whole way. Unfortunately for the Panthers, it hung up just long enough.
What you like to see.
A little bit of everything tonight.
Oh,
what's going on?
We have a pinch hitter into the game. That is Ryan Burnside taking the place of Spencer Voisin. So Ryan Burnside gets into the game here.
Burnside hitting 162 on the year, 1 home run, 7 RBIs.
Now in Welland side, 1-0.
Looking to get something going here for the home side.
Of course, Burnside 0 for 4 against the Welland Jackfish on Monday. Swings and misses there for strike number 1. Of course, a guy that can work behind the plate. He can be a pitcher, too. Also worked right field on Monday. Swing and a miss.
It's nice to have a guy that can move around the diamond a little bit and fill a need.
1-2 the count here. The delivery, swing, he got a piece of it to stay alive. So again, Burnside, if he gets on, even if he doesn't, Jordan Carthy. It's like he is still in the on-deck circle. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Burnside goes down on strikes, and there's 2 away here in the 7th.
It's always tough to pinch hit, but it looks like Burnside was just overmatched by Whitson there, Mark.
Second baseman number 12, Jordan Carthy.
So Jordan Carthy stays in the game here. Whitson is up to 5 strikeouts here tonight. So a lot of contact, but after that 3-run home run by Nick Parsons in the first inning has really settled down and has really kept the Panthers in check.
It looks like it was going to be a very high-scoring game the way the first inning went. 5 runs between the two teams, but showing bunt there.
Yeah, tried to charge that one down the first base line, but not going to go.
Well, I mean, the first baseman sling back, if you can get it by the pitcher, it's not a terrible idea. To get on base for the top of the order.
Delivery well upstairs. 1-2. Carthy 1 for 2 here tonight. And again, I'm surprised that the outside infielders aren't pushing in a little bit more than they are, knowing as that one sent up high, playable for the left fielder, and making the catch is Braxton Haggis. A 1-2-3 inning. Deja vu for the 6th. As Brock Whitson has now retired 8 straight Panthers hitters.
No hits.
We're heading to the 8th here at Jack Couch. Stay with us. It is 6-3 Chatham-Kent. This is Kitchener Panthers baseball on YouTube at 98.5 CKWR.
When an impaired driver killed my brother DJ, my life changed forever. During the pandemic, all of our lives changed, and many of us turned to alcohol and drugs to cope. As life returns to normal, the increase in substance use from COVID has lingered, and some police services report an increase in impaired driving that caused heartbreak and devastation. Now, more than ever, we need your commitment to never drive impaired, and to encourage all of your family and friends to do the same. Together, we can save lives.
Welcome back to Kitchener Panthers baseball on YouTube at 98.5 CKWR. Mark Pare here in the broadcast booth here in Kitchener, along with Burgess Marskell. Got a new pitcher into the ball game here for the Kitchener Panthers. Taking the place of Danny Garcia is David Bruinsma.
Yep. It's his 5th appearance on the year. 3 2/3 innings, no hits, no runs, no walks, 4 strikeouts.
Of course, a veteran on this Panthers roster. Again, a low-scoring ball game. Just a couple of hours into it, as the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers looking to add to the lead here. Braxton Haggis will lead things off here for the Barnstormers. And you go back to Pedro de los Santos. Of course, finishing off the game, going 6 innings. Gave up 9 hits, 5 runs, 3 of them earned. Struck out 2 and walked 3, faced 29 batters.
For the Barnstormers.
Deserved better, I think. A lot of soft contact.
Take it.
But they just finding holes, and the Barnstormers were able to manufacture some runs.
And again, with a 3-run lead, this is where you're in that territory where if you add 1 or 2, of course, you add 1, you take out the save situation for your closer, as that one goes downstairs for ball 1. Of course, for Chatham-Kent, you get a couple of guys that could be in for that save situation. Bruinsma gets the sign. It's a 1-0 count here on Haggith. Haggith will put one up high. Cues it deep to left, but Martin is going to get underneath it. He will make the catch.
Haggith put a good swing on that one. Just got under it a little bit.
So Vasilenak will come up here for the Barnstormers. Again, a 3-run lead
Shortstop number 13, Torin Vasilina.
And Garrett Day for the Barnstormers, he has 2 saves on the season. It's the one that leads the team in that category. The delivery, that one paints black for strike 1. Of course, you also have Robert Mackey, who has been in the game for a save situation. You have Cataline Moray, who has been in for a save situation and got a save. I believe Day is here. He is. Garrett Day is here tonight, so you might see him coming up in the 9th. That one's set up high. Nick Parsons will get underneath it in the grass in the infield, right down the first base line. He'll make the catch. 2 away. This will bring up back to the top of the order Spencer Marcus. This will be his 5th plate appearance of the night.
Back to the top of the order.
He has reached base 3 different times.
Marcus
has 2 hits, has scored twice in this game tonight. Again, a 6-3 ball game. Chatham-Kent with the lead. That one well inside, trying to get Marcus off the plate there, the right-handed hitter. And he'll go for ball 1. The delivery outside, but paints just the outside line for strike number 1.
Might have got a call there. Looked like it was a little bit outside, and that hits him.
And he will take his base. It's the second hit batter of the evening. Actually, no, it's the first hit batter. Usually you see 1 or 2 by now, just with the way control has been this season. And you think back to Nick Parsons, of course, hit 7 different times this year.
That one up and in. Luckily, I managed to turn away from it.
Well, not purposeful at all.
No, there's no reason to throw at somebody, especially at this time of this score. And there hasn't really been any bad blood that we can see this tonight so far, Mark.
So 2 out here for Lee Kucera. Bruinsma gets the sign. Holds off on the swing. He didn't go around at all, although they do appeal down the first. Nick Leffler gives the old wave, and it's a 1-0 count.
Certainly looks like he held up from here, and the umpire's opinion is the only one that matters.
The delivery, swing and a miss for strike 1. Bruinsma deals. Didn't go around that time either, and that missed the plate. So it's a 2-1 count here on Kucera. Has a single and a double to his credit here tonight. The delivery, that one fouled.
Was right on that one, fouled it straight back.
Good job. So it's a 2-2 count here. And that one's cued off the side of the bat. Stays in play. Delivery, that one sent into left field. It'll drop for a base hit. Circling around to second is Marcus, and Kucera is on with the base hit.
It's a good piece of hitting there. The ball, look, it was up at the top of the zone, but he stayed on top of it and looped into the left field for a base hit.
Good to see.
Third baseman number 30, Seth Strong.
So this will bring up Seth Strong. And again, Seth Strong Well, he's going to have to wait on this one as
Mound visit just finishing up here. Not a bad idea with the season. Sound like a broken record with the season Seth Strong's been having.
Hey, not a bad idea at all. Get your wits about you. Figure out exactly what you want to do here.
A 3-run game is not out of reach, but this guy can do some damage. So you want to make sure you got a game plan before you pitch to him. 2 on, first and second here.
Yeah, Seth Strong's a guy you just want to watch out for.
And he's got the hair for it, too, I have to say.
He really does. The delivery, that one, in for a strike. So it's an 0-1 count.
Quiet night for him at the plate so far tonight, but as we say, and as we've said a couple of times, he can hurt you if you make a mistake to him. So you want to be careful here.
So he'll step out. You say quiet, but has reached base twice. One on a fielder's choice, one on an error. He scored back in the first.
Yep. Both the fielder's choice and the single, I believe, weren't hit out of the infield. So with the guy with this kind of power, you'll take that any day of the week. And then and then a fly out as well.
Yeah, actually a pair of flyouts, both the left field. One, I believe, was to shallow left. Well outside there, 2-1.
Yeah, they're definitely being careful with him here with guys on base.
Control the controllable. Control that ball. Control the location. Couple looks over at Marcus at second as that one's set up high. It's going back, back, back. And for the first time this season, we have a double-digit home run hitter as Seth Strong sends number 10 over the fence.
I use the Q word, Mark. I take full responsibility for this.
9-3 is the score as Seth Strong hits a 3-run shot.
Yep, that's what he shows you how he can hurt you. He got a hold of that one and got it out over the fence in right field.
Second baseman, number 7, Robert Mackey.
And that adds to his RBI total too, folks. Again, you talk about first in the IBL in home runs. Now that's number 10 on the season. You look at the RBIs, 22 coming into tonight. That is number 23, 24, 25. Seth Strong, if he doesn't play in the IBL All-Star Showdown, something's wrong.
And amazingly, 2 for 5 tonight. His average has gone down. He's 412 coming in.
Hey, that happens.
That tells you you're having a heck of a season if that's the case.
Well, and you see that with some guys when they have that hot start. You look at a guy like Josh Garton, as that one's well outside. Well outside. It's a 1-2 count here now on Robert Mackey. Look at Josh Garton. He had such a torrid start to the season. There's a swing. Got a piece of it to stay alive. He had such a hot start to the season. He was at 750 for his average. Could have went 2 for 3 in a game and still would have his average drop.
That's you take that, let me tell you.
Gonzalez will field it over to first and in time, and that will do it. But home run number 10 on the season for Seth Strong. It is 9-3 Barnstormers over the Panthers. Bottom of the 8th, upcoming here from Jack Couch.
So you'll be fighting in France tomorrow, huh? Well, good luck, Captain Colvin. No, and you can be sure we'll take very good care of the bear. You are noting that it's the official mascot of the 2nd Canadian Infantry Brigade?
Yes, sir. So long, Winnie.
You'd be a good girl while I'm gone.
Why Winnie, sir?
From my hometown, Winnipeg.
Oh, Daddy, I just love Winnie. Couldn't we take him home with us?
Christopher Robin, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll write some stories about Winnie, and Mr. Shepherd here will draw some pictures.
Oh, Daddy, let's call him Winnie the Pooh.
Why Pooh, son?
I don't know, just Winnie the Pooh.
And that's how a young Canadian soldier's bear inspired 4 volumes of stories and verse that still sell millions of copies around the world.
Welcome back to Kitchener Panthers Baseball on YouTube at 98.5 CKWR. Mark Pare, Burgess Marskell here in the broadcast booth here in Kitchener. The day is done for Brock Whitson. He has had himself a phenomenal game, went 7 innings. Noah Richardson now comes into the game here for Chatham-Kent.
Yeah, Richardson, this will be his 6th appearance of the season. 11 in the 3rd innings. Here's one for you. 7 hits. 13 runs, 11 earned, 15 walks with 20 strikeouts, and an ERA of 8.73. So the Panthers obviously happy to see the end of Brock Whitson and hope to be able to get something going here off Noah Richardson.
The Royal Kitchener Panthers back to the top of the order. Center fielder number 45, Blake.
So Blake Jacklin will lead things off top of the order here for the Kitchener Panthers. And again, Whitson finishing off this game, retiring 8 straight Panthers. Definitely happy not to have him on the hill anymore if you're a Kitchener Panthers fan. That one downstairs for ball 1.
Looked good in the first, and then he put it all together and really quieted the bats for the Panthers.
Yeah, other than that home run from Nick Parsons, that's the only 3 on the board here tonight for the Kitchener Panthers. The 1-0 fouled off.
And Richardson's been wild this year, so pick your spots here and try and get on base and see if the Panthers can claw their way back into this one.
Winter native, first IBL season, a hard-throwing lefty. Of course, played for Northern Kentucky for 4 seasons. That's another one fouled off there by Blake Jacklin.
Jacklin's been late on a couple of pitches here. This guy's definitely throwing hard, as you say.
Of course, Richardson also played for Niagara University in 2023 and 2024. The delivery downstairs, 2-2.
Feel like you got to get a radar gun up here next season, Mark.
Again, it's all about having more man and woman power here in the booth.
I hear that.
You can have as much equipment as you want, as there's a strikeout. Jacklin is retired on strikes. 9 Panthers in a row retired here now.
Number 23, Jeff Jarvis.
Threw it looked like a breaking ball there and caught Jacklin by surprise after several fastballs in a row.
Of course, on your topic of radar guns and having more people in here, don't forget, reach out to your local teams, whether it's here in Kitchener or Chatham-Kent. Definitely the more bodies, the better to be able to put on the best product possible in all kinds of different roles. Volunteers, they look great on a resume. Yep. For a younger, even a high school student, you have that experience. Of course, you need 40 hours to graduate high school as well. Nothing better than getting those hours by coming out to a ballpark.
And if you want to get into some sort of media career, being involved in a broadcast, at the local level, you'll be able to get maybe more involved than you would be if you went to work for like another organization. But it looks great on the resume and can teach you the skill sets and get you some exposure and some connections. So if you want to go into that kind of career, Mark, it'll get your foot in the door for sure.
In media, it's about who you know. That one right off the glove of Richardson. It stays in play. Will he get over to first? He will. And Jet Jarvis will get on base.
Yeah, connections certainly make it easier in the media business. That is for certain. You can do it without them, but you want to give yourself every advantage. So especially high school, you need your 40 hours. Reach out and see if you can help out a day or two a week.
So bring up Raul Gonzalez. The delivery upstairs, but it paints the upstairs corner for strike number 1.
Richardson's got good stuff. I'm just watching him here tonight, and if he can cut down on the wildness, as I say that, he bounces one in. if he can cut down on the wildness, he could be a really effective weapon for the Barnstormers this season. And especially when you get a hard thrower from the left, that's an extra little wrinkle that can mess with opposing hitters. Here comes the 1-1 here. Up and in. That'll be 2-1.
Yeah, 2-1 count here on Gonzalez. Well, again, Gonzalez hit a single and scored back in the first, hit a double in the third.
Laced it to the left field wall.
Yes, he did. The 2-1 upstairs. 3-1. Again, Gonzalez getting that average slowly up there. It's climbing up there, slow and steady.
Yep. That's 3-1. Just look for a fastball you can handle. That is not it.
And he'll take his base.
He almost ate that one, so he's lucky he backed out of the way there. As we get to
Richardson will
number 67, Eric Martin.
get to have a conversation here with his battery mate.
You know, they've got a 6-run cushion here, Mark. But the last thing they want to do is if you're on the Barnstormers side, is let the Panthers get back into this and get a couple of runs here, because as you say, no lead is safe in this park, and if you open that door a crack and the Panthers can put a string of hits together, they could get right back in this game.
This conversation happening. You have the home plate umpire and the crew chief, James Lyles, just making sure everything is in order here. It says that is not a mound visit. Of course, you do get one.
If he says so.
If he says so. You do get one if you are checking in on a pitcher without a pitching change before the at-bat. So Richardson stays in, that one downstairs.
You want to stay in there and find a pitch you can handle, but with a guy that's a little wild like this, that throws hard, it's got to be an uncomfortable at bat.
Yes, it is.
Two on here.
And Martin laces one high, laces one deep, and it's gone. Eric Martin, 3-run home run. The Panthers have climbed to within 3.
Talk about being selective. Martin was patient there, worked the count, got a fastball down the middle, and didn't miss it, Martin. And that is it's a good thing to see. Give the Panthers some life here. It's 9-6, and hopefully they can continue to close the gap and tie this one up here tonight.
9-6 is your score, and I think this is going to be it for Noah Richardson. Visit at the Hill. And I think Dan Norman has given him the hook.
Have they got somebody warming up? I can't see down there, right field line there.
Well, there is a banner that's kind of blocking things over there. I think actually Richardson might stay in here. They might just get one more chance. I thought you might actually pull him here. But
I mean, you still got a 3-run lead, 1 out. You don't want to burn all your pitchers, but you also want to make sure that you can maintain the lead here and not let the Panthers get any closer. But now again, if Nick Parsons is up, he's homered already tonight. So life's getting a little interesting on the Barnstormers side.
What was the old saying? No lead is safe in Jack Couch Park. 1 out here for Nick Parsons. And he'll hold off on that bunt for strike 1.
Off-speed pitch there. It's interesting. Bunting's an interesting choice down 3, but might just be trying to throw the defense off.
And there's another one that goes in for a strike.
Yeah.
A little bit lower that time, but catches part of the plate.
It's tough when, a guy's been wild and all of a sudden he throws 2 nice pitches right there, and then all of a sudden you're down 0-2 before you even know what's going on.
That one goes outside. 1-2 now. Beautiful Thursday night under the lights here at Jack Couch.
Golf that one foul.
Yes, he did. Out of town scoreboard, it remains, it is now actually 6-0 Barrie over Toronto. That one in the bottom of the 7th. Little livery and inside. 2-2 now the count. So
I believe it's 2-2 count now, one out.
It is a 2-2 count. We do have it on our board here. The lefty delivers that one under the knees at the full count here now. Parsons, another pitcher that's been, another batter rather, that has been patient here tonight, has taken what's been given to him. Of course, was very patient in that first inning at bat, and that resulted in a 3-run home run. That one outside, and Nick Parsons will take his base.
And Richardson and Fukuda visibly disappointed to lose Parsons there.
And now Junior will come in here.
0 for 3 tonight. Would love to get on the board here. He's got a hitting streak on the line, and now's as good a time as any.
Yes, indeed, partner. Just the one out as well. And good movement there. Just a curveball.
Barre doesn't run particularly. Sorry, go ahead.
From Richardson, yeah.
I was gonna say Barre doesn't run particularly well, so you want to keep the ball off the ground if you can.
That one down under the knees. 1-1.
Just keep the line moving.
And you can see Parsons, hasn't trailed too far off of first.
Yep. I mean, with down 3, there's not a ton of call to run here.
It's a 1-2 count now as Richardson paints one right down the heart of the plate.
Reference the hitting streak. Barre has hit in 4 straight. So it'd be nice if he could get one here.
That one downstairs inside. Fukuda keeps it in front of him, though. That's what we have seen here tonight. Fukuda as well as Ibarra, both catchers, have been doing a really good job of keeping balls in front of them. Haven't really had those wild pitches go back to the backstop all that much. That one goes upstairs.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, absolutely. Both catchers have been getting a workout tonight, but they've been blocking balls really well and, preventing guys from taking extra bases and that kind of thing. Dr. Richardson, you can absolutely see the stuff that he's got, but his control is a little suspect at the moment. But if he can ever,
a bit of a half swing there by Ibarra as that one was going to miss. He swings through, and that's a strikeout.
Third baseman, number 11, A.J. Carosis.
So A.J. Carosis will come in here for Tyler Henriquez. A.J. Carosis, familiar to Panthers fans, has been a junior Panther for a number of years. Just actually signed with the Panthers, I want to say it was yesterday.
Very recently, sir.
Very recently.
This is first appearance?
First appearance of the season.
Now is as good a time as any to make a good impact.
There's one for a strike, 1-1. Of course, wearing number 11.
And he's got a very nice, what is that, a teal bat there.
Yeah,
visually striking for those of you listening on the radio, 98.5 CKWR.
Would love to paint the teal there as that one goes off of the catcher Fukuda, and that'll be a free 90 for Nick Parsons as he gets on with the wild pitch.
In scoring position now.
Panthers hitting .226 with runners in scoring position.
Carosis can
261 with runners in scoring position and 2 away.
Yeah, if we can get a base hit here, then might be able to drive in another run and go to the 9th down 2, which is not a terrible place to be.
Carosis will get reset here. Of course, you talk about those junior Panthers, and we've seen a number of them here this season. Carosis swings and misses for strike number 2. Again, we have seen a number of them this season. And you think about the Murray twins coming over from Stratford, the Skorupskis, Justin and Sean. The 2-2 swing and a miss. They got him. Nick Parsons stranded over at second. It is 9-6. We are through 8 here at Jack Couch. Stay with us. This is Kitchener Panthers baseball on YouTube, 98.5 CKWR.
So you'll be fighting in France tomorrow, Well, good luck, Captain Colvin. No, and you can be sure we'll take very good care of the bear. You are noting that it's the official mascot of the 2nd Canadian Infantry Brigade?
Yes, sir.
So long, Winnie. You be a good girl while I'm gone.
Why Winnie, sir?
From my hometown, Winnipeg.
Oh, Daddy, I just love Winnie. Couldn't we take him home with us?
Christopher Robin, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll write some stories about Winnie, and Mr. Shepherd here will draw some pictures.
Oh, Daddy, let's call him Winnie the Pooh.
Why Pooh, son?
I don't know, just Winnie the Pooh.
And that's how a young Canadian soldier's bear inspired 4 volumes of stories and verse that still sell millions of copies around the world.
Top of the 9th here at Jack Couch. Brett Reed comes into the ball game here for the Kitchener Panthers. Kitchener down by 3, looking to stem the tide here in the top half of the 9th and go in with just a 3-run deficit to deal with in the bottom half of the inning.
7th appearance of the season for Brett Reed. 8 and third innings pitched. Not a great start to the season. 16 hits, 18 runs, 16 of them earned, 6 walks, 8 strikeouts, and an ERA of 17.28. Hopefully he can bring that down a little bit here tonight and keep the Panthers within 3.
So Dan Battelle will start things off here, the designated hitter. 2 for 4 tonight.
It's number 3.
Pair of singles to his credit. Has been retired his last 2 times up. Flew out to center field in the 5th. He grounded out to the second baseman in the 7th. Brett Reed delivers, and that paints just the outside part of the plate for strike number 1. And that one's cued off the end of the bat into foul territory down the left field side. Couple of substitutions to make note of. Of course, Spencer Ross comes in for Jordan Carthy over at second base. AJ Carosas comes in for Tyler Henriquez over at third. Playing at the edge of the grass is Ross over at second. Everybody else playing traditional depth in the infield. Of course, Ross really respecting that power that Battelle can bring in. So looking to keep that ball in front of him against the left-handed hitter. That one's just outside, 2-2.
Reed's gotten hit around a little bit this year, but he hasn't walked a lot of guys. So, he's just throw strikes and quality strikes and see if he can get 3 outs here.
Gets a piece of it there to stay alive. Of course, due up for the Panthers in the bottom of the 9th, it will be Ryan Burnside, Jordan Carthy. Well, actually, it wouldn't be Jordan Carthy at this stage. It would be Spencer Ross. And then Blake Jacklin would come up as the tide would stem to the top of the order.
All right, and we're coming with the 2-2 pitch here.
The delivery swing, a bit of a half swing there. That's a strikeout.
Good pitch. Get the first out.
And this will bring up Masuki Fukuda.
Catcher number 45, Mitsuki Fukuda.
Fukuda 1 for 4 on the game. Trying to get on here.
Swing and a miss for strike number 1.
Fukuda having a pretty good year. Not a ton of power, but he's been able to string some hits together this season. He's hitting .314 coming into the game tonight. And as I mentioned a moment ago, has gone...
Yeah, 2 for 4.
Sorry, 2 for 4 on the evening. So that average will creep up a little bit there.
The 0-1 from Reed. Right down. Wow. Just missing upstairs. Looked like that was going down right at the end of that pitch, but just missing, says home plate umpire James Lyles.
Looked good from here, but what do I know?
The 1-1 upstairs. Very similar position there, as it looks like Reed is trying to paint the top of the zone, but just missing.
A little high.
Just a little bit high.
A little high, yep.
Here's the 2-1. Not a piece. Fouls it off.
Foul ball hit the screen, came right back down, almost hit Fukuda in the batter's box there.
Almost hit Lyles, too. Had to watch out there. And that'll happen.
Yeah, that's one of the risks.
And that one's right off the end of the bat. That one goes over, and they're not going to get him. A valiant effort there by the shortstop, Raul Gonzalez, but Fukuda will get on base. And you have to give him a single on that one, folks. That was just a tough play for the shortstop to make.
He made a nice play to flag that one down, but he just didn't have any chance to get Fukuda at first. He runs far too well for that.
3 hits tonight, 3 singles for Fukuda.
Well, that goes with the scouting report, I guess. Not a ton of power, but a decent average, and that lines up with what we've seen from him here tonight, Mark.
Trent Sillette swings and a miss right there for strike number 1.
And Fukuda does not have a stolen base on this season, but he has been getting some pretty aggressive secondary leads here tonight.
And it's in his last 3 ball games now. 4 of his last 5 overall. The delivery outside. And this is what you like to see if you're a Barnstormers fan. You know, you don't have to rely on the Strongs and the Marcuses or even the Mackies of the world, you know, to just carry and shoulder the load and have these lengthy streaks going. You can get guys like Fukuda, as he will go back to the base safely, tried to pick him off over at first. You can get guys like this to get going and start to piece some of these hits together, go on to these smaller runs and, you know, plug in, get consistent hits, get on base, get those runs across. And bodes well.
And yes, Strong hit a 3-run home run tonight.
Yes.
Right? Yeah, he's lived up to the hype this evening. And yes, that's the difference in the game. But, you know, in a big way, that's not the story of the Barnstormers offense tonight, because they've just a lot of soft contact, manufacturing runs, beating out double plays, and making it happen. Just find a way to scratch runs across. And that's you got to do that, because you can't always rely on the long ball.
That one sent right down the right field line. Well foul. So that will stay alive. 1-2 the count here on the first baseman.
Fukuda getting a sprint over there at first base. Having to run to second on a couple of foul balls there. Mark, I'm looking over here, and I'm thinking Fukuda might be thinking about going here. He seems like he's leaning.
He is. He's in a good spot, trying to get a jump, but
an aggressive secondary lead, yeah.
That one goes well outside, though, and count will go up to 2-2. Of course, the Panthers will wrap up the weekend on the road. They're in Brantford tomorrow night. It's an 8 o'clock. Might as well call it 8:20 for the sun delay. First pitch. The 2-2 delivered out, and it's going to get past Ibarra. That will allow Fukuda to circle around to second base. Thinking about third, is he? No, he's going to trot back over to second base.
Just seeing if they're paying attention.
He was thinking about it. He was a few steps off the bag going toward third. He was looking at Ibarra to see where he was at.
Third baseman picked up, and the Panthers dugout, I'm sure, was yelling. And he...
So that's on the wild pitch. So again, they're in Brantford. That one's outside. A walk issued here to Sillette. That'll bring up Braxton Haggith. So just to continue on with the schedule.
Yeah, you were saying Friday night in Brantford.
Yeah, Friday night in Brantford. You look at the schedule if you're watching on YouTube. There it is on the screen. In Guelph on Saturday night at 7:30, they do not play on Canada Day, hence why you have the Canada Day hats here for the Kitchener Panthers. They'll go into Toronto on Wednesday. Barnstormers come back here next Thursday night, and then a doubleheader against the London Majors on Sunday, July 7th. Of course, that'll start at 5:15. 2 7-inning games. Of course, the first one will be a continuation of a game that was started a few weeks ago.
Everybody likes a doubleheader, especially the concessions people.
Oh, absolutely. Get your money's worth there.
That's it. But, hopefully it's a nice day for baseball and come out and catch a couple of games. It sounds like that'll be fun all around.
Absolutely. It's always a fun time here at Jack Couch, as well as any other ballpark in the IBL. The 1-1. Got a piece of it. Haggith, the left fielder, walked and scored in the fourth. Of course, for Chatham-Kent, they will have quite the busy weekend. Of course, they will go and host Hamilton on Saturday as that one's set up high, deep to right center, and that one is gone. A home run for Braxton Haggith. That is another 3-run shot. The Chatham-Kent Barnstormers have hit a dozen.
Yep. Panthers got 3 in the bottom of the 8th, and the Barnstormers just got all 3 of them back.
We're just hitting field goals here tonight. 3-run bombs going each way and everywhere. 12-6 is your score.
Fans like offense.
Feeling like a football game here now.
Shortstop number 13, Torrin.
Home runs are exciting. It's been an exciting game.
See what Torrin can do here. Just the one away. Oh, and under the strike zone, and getting a piece of it there was Ibarra.
I feel like this has been a closer game than the score indicates.
It is. And it's a game of response, really. It's been that's what it has been all night long. You have lead changes. There's a swing and a miss. You had that lead. You have a couple of lead changes early on. You have a lead extended by the Barnstormers. Kitchener tries to claw back. They get within 3. And then, of course, you have a couple of 3-run shots in the last 2 innings, one from Seth Strong, one from Braxton Haggith just now, to put the lead where it is at now. Those 2 3-run home runs are your difference.
Changes the whole complexion of this game for sure.
And there's a strikeout. Second strikeout of the inning. That'll bring up Spencer Marcus. Has crossed the plate 3 different times here tonight. Has been hit by a pitch, has reached on a fielder's choice, a couple of singles. He's had himself a tidy ball game.
Looks like everybody on the Barnstormers team has had a hit tonight. Which is you share the offense around. That's a recipe for success.
It's Brett Reed still in the game here. The 1-0 hits the strike zone there for strike number 1. 1-1 the count. And again, this makes a huge difference. That 3-run home run, you take yourself out of the save situation, as that one is going to hit Marcus.
Oh,
Hit
up,
by a pitch for the second time in his second at bat.
up and in that one. It's
Center fielder number
That one
6.
right there just got out of the control of Brett Reed, and
yep.
we'll see.
I don't see any intent in that one, but it was certainly up and in.
Lee Kucera now. A couple of singles and a double here tonight. Delivery to the plate. That one bounces in front of Ibarra, keeps it in front of him. So again, the Barnstormers will host Hamilton on Saturday, 7:05 first pitch at Fergie Jenkins Field. In fact, their weekend is all at home. Saturday, Sunday, and Canada Day Monday. Fergie Jenkins Field going to be bumping as that one's bumped over to Raul Gonzalez, and he just can't get a hold of it. Uncharacteristic by the shortstop there for the Kitchener Panthers, just couldn't get a hold of it. Seth Strong will now come up with a couple of runners aboard.
Couldn't get it out of his glove there, Mark. I would think you'd probably give him an error on that one. He should have had that play.
So again, for the Barnstormers, Seth Strong will step in here. Hit home run number 10 on the season, his last time up. So Chatham-Kent will host Hamilton Saturday, Welland on Sunday at 1:35, and the Maple Leafs at 6:05 on Canada Day Monday. So again, get your tickets now.
Have you been down to the Barnstormers Stadium yet?
I haven't been. I need
to get there. I haven't been yet. My excuse is they haven't been in the league that long, but still.
It's a beautiful ballpark. That one just paints outside for a strike. You know, I've gotten a lot of rave reviews for those who have been to Fergie Jenkins Field.
Yeah, I've definitely heard good things. I need to try and get down there at some point this season.
The Panda looking to pop one here.
I haven't been to Guelph in a few years either. I may try to get down there this week.
Well, Hastings Stadium is a fun one. I've called a couple of games there this season. I'll be in Brantford tomorrow to call the Red Sox and Panthers. That one's chopped foul. Of course, Kitchener in Brantford tomorrow, 8 o'clock first pitch. Rogers TV will actually be there for the game. So we'll have it on Rogers TV. There will also be on the Brantford Red Sox YouTube page.
You're calling it on their YouTube?
Well, on Rogers TV as well. They do a bang-up job. You speak of volunteers, of course, many within the organization, but Rogers TV also has quite the roster of volunteers as well.
They do, yes.
Whenever they can get out to games.
Absolutely.
And do what they need to do. You know, they have such an amazing crew. You know, I've worked with them for a number of years, you know, whether it's baseball, doing Six Nations lacrosse, Guelph Storm hockey, Kitchener Rangers hockey. The 3-2 is cued down the line, foul down the left field side.
Off into the night down the left side.
It's a 3-2 count here on Seth Strong, the third baseman.
Hit a 3-run home run his last time up.
Yes, he did.
It's we didn't talk about him hardly at all this broadcast, you know. So
13-game hit streak.
He's
and counting. That one's into the dirt, and Seth Strong will get on with the free pass.
He's a good player. For those of you that joined us late, we mentioned earlier, if the season ended right now, he'd be the Triple Crown winner, leading an average home run and RBI in the IBL, and that is not an easy thing to do.
No, it is not. Not too many people can win the Triple Crown. You know, Raul Gonzalez was in the conversation for a little bit at the beginning of the season, but things started to tail off. You know, being able to lead in all three of those categories is just not something that happens every day. I believe the last person to do that was Jordan Castaldo.
That's some illustrious company if he can pull it off.
Yes, indeed, partner. Robert Mackey, the batter here. Bases loaded with 2 away. It's a 1-1 count here.
Mackey's also homered tonight, I believe. Yep.
Yes, he has.
Back in the 7th inning.
The 1-1. Keys that one down the line, people. Also has a single to his credit tonight.
Solid, well-rounded offensive performance from the Barnstormers this evening.
This is the 9th batter of the inning. Of course, Dan Battelle led things off here in the ninth for the Barnstormers. He is on deck. He struck out for the first out, as that one's popped up and into the seats and out of play. Of course, a number of Barnstormers fans did make the trip from Chatham-Kent to come here to Kitchener tonight. Glad to see quite the contingent here from Chatham-Kent.
Yeah, pretty decent showing for a road game. What's the drive? A couple hours anyway,
It's about
right?
a couple hours.
Yes.
The 2-2 upstairs.
That's good. I like to see that commitment to your team.
Runners will be off on the pitch here. 3-2 count, 2 away, bases loaded. Brett Reed will get the sign. The delivery, dropped up, playable. Pare getting underneath it, looking, makes the catch. And that will do it for the top of the ninth. A 6-run ball game. Chatham-Kent looking to close things out here in Kitchener. 12-6. We'll be back after this with the top of the ninth here from Jack Couch.
When an impaired driver killed my brother DJ, my life changed forever. During the pandemic, all of our lives changed, and many of us turned to alcohol and drugs to cope. As life returns to normal, the increase in substance use from COVID has lingered, and some police services report an increase in impaired driving that caused heartbreak and devastation. Now, more than ever, we need your commitment to never drive impaired, and to encourage all of your family and friends to do the same. Together, we can save lives.
Welcome back to Kitchener Panthers baseball on YouTube.
For the Barnstormers, number 9.
Bottom of the ninth here at Jack Couch Park. Sam McKinley now into the game here for the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers. 10th appearance on the season. 6.94 ERA. 6-run lead, and again, just trying to close things out here against the Kitchener Panthers. It'll be Ryan Burnside, AJ Carosis, and Blake Jacklin due up here for the Panthers, unless you find a couple more pinch hitters here in this game. And you might see that if you're the Panthers. Try to change some momentum. You might want to give some different eyes, if you will, into this game.
And if they get a couple on, it kind of changes the calculation a little bit, and you might see some of that. Whereas if you're the Barnstormers, you just want to save your high leverage arms and get out of this cleanly.
Apologies. As Burnside, Spencer Ross due up in the spot for Jordan McCarthy, followed by Blake Jacklin. So again, the Kitchener Panthers 4-13 on the year. Of course, last place in the IBL. So we're going to take a look now at the IBL standings. That's the standings coming into tonight, folks. Kitchener at the bottom at 4-13. Chatham-Kent at 6-12. 8 games back of the Welland Jackfish, who have been on a horrid pace right now. 10 straight victories on the season. There you see London, Barre, and Guelph rounding out the top 4 at 11-5, 10-5, and 9-5, respectively. Still a little bit of movement to go. Still a lot of season to be played, but that one's going to go well outside.
So 6-run game, bottom of the ninth. I need to ask the really important questions now. What exactly is a jackfish?
A jackfish, I believe, is a fish named Jack.
Oh,
that one's well outside.
You're gonna make me look this up.
No, it's a fish named Jack.
All right. I heard the team name. I like their logo, and I like the team name. It's got like a nice ring to it. I just don't know what a jackfish is.
It's a female fish, although I'm not too familiar with genders with fish per se, but it would be a jillfish.
You're gonna
2-0 the count here on Ryan Burnside. He's in the designated hitter position, 2-1, and that one's gonna paint the plate. Evens the count at 2-2. Because I was never really good at science.
Well, you know,
wasn't really good at.
I like.
What's the term for the studying of sea life? It's a 3-2 count, by the way, on Burnside.
I was going to be a marine biologist when I was younger. That's, I think, more
What's the word?
ocean stuff, like ocean life.
Burnside gets a piece of it, fielded there,
Right.
over to first. The shortstop gets him, 6-3.
So now it's time for Burgess's Science Corner. Apparently, a jackfish is another name for a northern pike.
I do enjoy northern pike. I've done plenty of fishing up in northern Ontario. Of course, being from northern Ontario myself, hitting the lakes out there, gets a nice pike, gets a nice pickerel.
So you've been jackfishing this whole time and didn't know it?
Yeah,
I did not know that. You learn something every day.
exactly.
I also enjoy catching northern pike. I haven't been in a while, but it's one of the finer sport fish you'll find in Ontario for sure.
Spencer Ross, the batter now.
First at bat of the evening.
Of course, subbed in on the defensive side. Watches that one go just outside, 2-0.
Hitting an even 300 coming in 12 games. No home runs. Not a lot of extra base power, but let's see, what am I looking at here? Sorry, I was reading the wrong line. Yep.
Yeah, that one's inside.
9 hits in 30 at-bats. That's not a bad line. Love to get an extra base hit here and get one of those on the stat line, but
It's all about that slow climb. It's all about the climb.
Well, absolutely.
As a famous musician once said, a 3-0 count
Certainly.
goes across for strike number 1.
But I think if I was to go down there and ask him, he'd tell me the most important thing right now is just to get on base. To try and get something going for the Panthers here.
Play a bit of small ball, get a few guys on base, round the bases.
Yep.
There's a strike. That one right around belt level.
It's a nice pitch. Just caught the outside corner there for strike 2.
Of course, if you are so obliged to do so, click that like, click that subscribe button. You'll be notified anytime the Kitchener Panthers are on YouTube, as that one's cued over to the shortstop. Good fielding there by Torin, and that'll be an out there on the 6-3, and that'll bring up Lake Jacqueline. Panthers down to their final out. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button. You'll get notified whenever we're on the air. And look at the descriptions as well, as you'll be able to see all the different links for every different team in the IBL. Hit like and subscribe on all of their channels as well. You'll be notified anytime the IBL is online. If you're a Chatham-Kent Barnstormers fan especially, hit that Barnstormers YouTube page. They have some additional content that gets put onto their YouTube page as well. You'll be notified anytime the pages are active.
Their social media does a good job as well.
They do.
I also want to thank the chat for letting me know that a jackfish is a northern pike. They've got our back.
Chopper, that one gets past. Selenak very busy, fields it over, and that will do it. So a trio of 6-3 plays will wrap things up here from Jack Couch. The final score, 12-6. The Chatham-Kent Barnstormers defeats the Kitchener Panthers. Kitchener down to 4-14 on the year. Chatham-Kent snaps a 3-game losing skid. Make it 7-12 on the season. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we will wrap up this one. Stay with us. This is Kitchener Panthers Baseball on YouTube at 98.5 CKWR.
Body Break with Hal Johnson and Joanne McLeod.
Oh, nice strike. Bowling is just one of many ways to be active, and being active means doing physical activity you like to do daily. Anything from getting out and enjoying a leisurely walk, to flying a kite, skating with the kids, to swimming, playing basketball, to snowshoeing. It's not a competition. It's supposed to be fun, and it is.
When it comes to eating well, you don't have to give up the food you love. That doesn't mean eating cakes and donuts 7 days a week. It means variety and moderation. Because you see, there's no one food or meal that can negatively affect a healthy eating pattern. What matters are the types of foods that you eat on a regular basis over the long run, like bread, cereal, pasta, fruits, and vegetables. Come on, Jude. Let's have a strike. And feeling good about yourself starts by accepting who you are and how you look. Healthy, good-looking bodies come in a variety of shapes and sizes, so be proud of yourself.
We've just talked about vitality. It's about how you can enjoy eating well, being active, and feeling good about yourself. Vitality is a simple approach that can work for everyone.
Oh, another gutter ball.
I have to admit, I really enjoy beating Hal. So until next time.
Body Break.
Welcome back to Kitchener Panthers Baseball on YouTube and 98.5 CKWR. Final score 12-6. The Barnstormers take it over the Kitchener Panthers here on a Thursday night at Jack Couch Park. Mark Pare alongside Burgess Marskell. And it started off well for the Panthers. They get the lead. Well, they had a 2-0 deficit to overcome really in the first inning. They get the lead. But really, it was a tale of momentum swings here in this game. But after the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers retook that lead in the after the fourth inning, really, the Barnstormers, they held on to that lead despite some pushback by the Panthers at key times here in this game.
Absolutely, Mark. Barnstormers get 2 runs in the top of the first inning. You think, well, that's not a great start for the Panthers, but then they come right back to get 3 in the bottom of the first, and so they're in good shape there. And then in the third, the Barnstormers get a run, and then in the fourth they get 2, and then it's a 5-3 game. But it's really anyone's game at that point until you get into the 8th inning. Really, it was 6-3 at that point, and they got a 3-run home run, and it was 9-3. And the Panthers tried to claw back a little bit, but then the Barnstormers got another 3 in the top of the 9th and just put it out of reach. Credit to the Barnstormers starter Whitson, who after that first inning really shut the Panthers down, and they just couldn't get anything going for the rest of the game, really.
Well, and that was really another key point in this game is, again, after the Nick Parsons home run in the first, Brock Whitson really settled things down, got through as many innings as he did, and then the Barnstormers with the pitchers that they brought into this game, they also did a good key job in keeping things in check. Minus the home run from Eric Martin, another 3-run home run. Really, the Panthers, it was 2 swings of the bat that really put their runs on the board. But you get guys on the other end of things. Of course, a home run from Robert Mackey. You get a 3-run home run from Seth Panda Strong, a 3-run home run for his 10th of the year. A home run from Braxton Hageth as well. Those 2 3-run home runs were the difference in this game here tonight.
Yeah, definitely. It was the home runs are the difference at the end of the day. But I would say that it's not the whole story. The whole story is the first part of that is the Barnstormers found a way to manufacture runs in the first half of this game. If they didn't manage to do that, then the Panthers may have put this game out of reach. But Barnstormers managed to scratch and claw and manufacture runs, and then they got a couple of big swings when they needed it most.
And you go back to Monday's game as well. You give up 6 home runs, all of them with men on base against the Welland Jackfish. Here we come into tonight, you have another couple of home runs given up with guys on base as well. It balloons the score a lot more than what the Panthers would want. They put themselves into this position, and again, it's another tale of a couple of games here where keeping the ball into the ballpark would have benefited them a little bit more, but just unable to do so for another game here tonight. So again, the final score 12-6. The Barnstormers take it over the Kitchener Panthers here on a Thursday night. We'll be back here next Thursday. The Barnstormers will be back here in this ballpark for a 7:30 first pitch. Panthers go on to the road to finish off this Canada Day weekend. The Barnstormers get to go home for the Canada Day weekend. They host a trio of games, including Hamilton on Saturday. Kitchener will be in Brantford on Friday night. For Burgess, I'm Mark Perry. For everybody putting us on the air here on YouTube or 98.5 CKWR, we say so long from Jack Couch Park.